Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this. Now, here's Mark Matthew and Iowa State head basketball coach Johnny Orr.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to this week's Johnny Orr Show. And, John, as we sit here, tough week for you. Tough road game in Minnesota, tough road game down at Drake. But your team is playing better, playing longer.
Playing better longer. Tough week, Minnesota, and then Drake down there, and then UNI today. Tough games. We don't have any rest. And I do think my team's getting better. And we're playing more consistently a little longer, but we've got a long way to go.
Shook up your starting lineup against the Drake Bulldogs last Tuesday night.
Right.
And Doug Collins got his first start, and boy, he turned in a great performance.
Well, he did. He had a great night at Drake, offensively and defensively, and he just played lights out. I hope he'll do that again today.
And Victor Alexander's coming on, 30 points in 29 minutes.
You see, those two have been sick. Doug had the chicken pox, and Victor's had the flu, and Victor came to life in the overtime when we needed him. He came to life. So hopefully he's on the right track now.
John, it seems that you're settled now on about 8 or 9 players in the lineup. Have you settled on a starting 5 yet?
Well, I think we're going to go today with the same ones we went with at Drake. Dorfeld and Collins and Victor Alexander and Justice Thigpen and Terry Woods.
Let's talk about the Minnesota Golden Gophers, because this is a very good team. I don't know if anybody knows it or not. They're not ranked in the top 20, but they made it to the Sweet 16 last year in the NCAA tournament. Everybody's back.
And they'll be in the top 20. They're a good team. They're going to challenge for the Big Ten title, Mark. There's no question about that.
Especially when they play up there at Williams Arena.
Oh, yeah. They're the best team that we've played.
Let's take a look at the highlights, because this one occurred last Saturday night up in Minneapolis at Williams Arena, the University of Minnesota, the Golden Gophers. First half, good first half, John.
We played well, and man, Clem Haskins, their coach, said that's the best they've played, this year, and we played very well against them. Heck, Justice had a great first half, so did Terry, and we were really going.
Terry
They just
Woods
wore
right
us
now.
down, man.
Terry is really playing lights out. You couldn't ask for any more out of a 5'9" guard than him.
No, I don't think you could. That was a great shot by Kirk. We started out, they just big and strong and experienced and playing great basketball. They went in their zone. We shot them up there pretty good. Oh, man, that's a great play. And we knew it was coming. There wasn't anything to do about it. That was a good basket by Phil Koontz. He made a nice shot there.
Justice Thigpen.
He didn't travel there either.
Player of the game up in Minneapolis.
Well, he deserved that. He did an outstanding job. There's where they hurt us. See, that's the big 7'2" guy.
Martin.
They got us on the boards tremendously. They were a great offensive board team there. They stole the ball from Doug.
Bond with a breakaway jam.
He's a good player, too, boy. He's a good player.
But still, Iowa State led most of the first half here, John.
Well, Victor played a good first half. He was strong inside. Terry and Justice had great halves. Gee, we shot super and everything, and, ooh, man, look at that. A good move, boy. They're a good team. That's a good team. I just can't say enough about them.
Then right before halftime, a big spurt for the Gophers. Bond with a three-pointer, down by 6.
Yeah,
shot at the buzzer, trying to cut it down. Kirk Baker rejected. And at halftime, it was 41-47. You wanted goaltending there, didn't you?
Yeah, it could have been a little goaltend there, Coach. Yeah.
But you didn't get it.
No, I tell you, those Big Ten referees, they take care of that. There's a great rebound by Victor. They take care of their own, boy.
Well, I tell you what, Justice Thigpen is playing like anything but a freshman right now.
Yes, he is.
He's coming on strong.
He's throwing the ball, passing the ball well. He's doing a good job shooting it in the hole. He's playing good defense.
Still a 6-point ball game right there. And then Terry Woods here hits the pull-up jumper. A 5-point ball game early in the second half.
Yeah, we hung in there until about 10 minutes to go here. Now he got awfully hot.
Lynch got red hot right there.
He's a good player. They don't have a bad player. Yeah, we put the ball on the floor and watch Newbern there. See, he's clever.
Takes it all the way in, lays it up and in.
Yeah, he's a strong player.
Justice outside. Swish.
Yeah, he's knocking them in there.
Now basketball, Willie Burton, a young man that you recruited for Iowa State, John.
Yeah, he could be the MVP in the Big Ten this year. Mark, he's coming off an injury, and Oh, he's playing extremely well, too. See, the in and out they go.
Nice pass.
Well, and then they beam. Boy, a nice pass, but they shoot him in when they get him. They're tough.
Terry Woods, nice move, nice rainbow, and it falls.
That was a lucky shot there for us, but it didn't make any difference.
Now watch
He put the
Dorfeld.
press.
Oh, charge, but no call.
Well, that guy there, you know, he says that big boy needed encouragement.
Dorfeld was set, just held his ground, held his hands up, just like you coach him,
Yeah.
and then you don't get the call.
No. Well, you on the road, I tell my guys, you're not going to get anything on the road, so.
Final score, 98-82. Clem Haskins with a big win. And, of course, always a tough place to play for anybody to go up at Williams Arena.
They're hard, and they're good. They're good, Coach.
John, that was also somewhat of a heartbreaking loss because, you know, you were going into Drake then, and you had about 3 losses in a row, and that was a tough thing to handle, wasn't it?
Yeah, we come back home, you know, and practice, and one day, another day, and now we haven't been Hilton, you know, since Monday.
But, boy, things got better down at Drake. What a game down there at Veterans Auditorium. And we'll check the highlights between the Bulldogs and the Cyclones, an overtime thriller, when the Johnny Orr Show continues after this timeout. Welcome back to this week's Johnny Orr Show. Time now to talk about that thriller, overtime, down at Vets Auditorium Tuesday night. John, you expected a battle, and that's what you had.
Well, they were ready, and I knew they would be, but we played extremely well for about 35 minutes. And then, boom, we did everything you could do wrong, and they got back in the game. We were very fortunate not to lose it and come back and win it in the overtime.
17-point win with their 17-point lead with about 6.5 minutes to go, but then it went into overtime. Let's take a look at the highlights. Vets Auditorium Tuesday night. Tom Abetamarco's Drake Bulldogs and the Iowa State Cyclones. And Victor heard your message, John. He got the word, and he really played the game of his season so far.
He's getting better, and his health is much improved, and so he's going to come on.
30 points in 29 minutes of playing time. That's remarkable in itself.
Well, that Sams was knocking him in. He had a great game. Ooh.
Justice Thigpen was on fire early in this ball game.
Justice can shoot him.
Then inside, Dorfeld getting a start. Turn around, and he hits it.
That's a good basket.
6 players in double figures in this game for both teams.
Whew. Justice got it going, man.
He sure does. 14-14 tie. Then Doug Collins getting his first start. Makes a nice move inside for the hoop and gets fouled. 22-20, Iowa State up. And from that point on, John, I don't think you ever trailed in the ball game. Collins again. Terry Woods also had a fine game. Pulls up, pops it in. Iowa State up by 7, 31-24.
Yeah, Terry's hot here. He hits a three-pointer. And he had a great first half, too. He and Justice, whew. And Doug, boy, that guy there is killing him, too. That guy had a good first half.
Kevin Sams, 13 of 17 from the floor, 28 points. But Woods keeps stride.
Yeah, he popped another one in there.
Then,
that's
big
right at
play
the
right
half.
here.
Yeah, that's right at the half. Give us a 10-point lead.
10-point halftime lead, 58-48. Now, Johnny Orr goes to the locker room. Had me feeling good there, didn't you?
Coach, I've been to that locker room like that 4 times before, and it hasn't been so good the second half, so I wasn't taking any chances or anything, but Sams, he just kept shooting, and now that's Embry there.
Embry with a
He come
three-pointer.
off the bench, and he did a good job.
That was a 7-point lead.
Yeah,
And Vic with the jam.
Yeah, boy, that's Rourke there. And here, that's Justice inside out, see, and then he drilled it. He got set. And Coots did a good job for us down there defensively. That's a bad shot. Look at that rebound. That ball was really off.
And he
see.
gets fouled. Iowa State up by 11 at that point in time. Then Collins
Ooh,
on the break.
Was that a good move or not, Coach? He really made a move.
Kept getting
on that.
fouled on the shots, but you were cold from the line, John.
He only shot 13 for 27, 46%.
Had to improve on that yet.
Huh. One thing goes and then another goes.
I would imagine you're shooting a few free throws at practice, aren't you?
Well, we shoot them all the time, but that was stupid.
Crap. Jackson layer.
Yeah, he really come to life in that overtime and at the end of that game. Man.
Now, at the buzzer, Drake had 3 shots, and you were holding your breath, John. There was 1. Here's 2.
Yeah, but we contested that, see, and that was just...
3, it wouldn't
If that had
fall.
gone in, it'd kill me there.
Woo, that would have been a nightmare. Went into
Yeah.
overtime, and in overtime, Iowa State took charge. Victor
Yeah.
Alexander in the lane and draws the foul.
He had a good
102.
overtime. He had a good overtime.
And Collins.
Look at this basket. Oh, was that a nice...
Justice.
Left-handed, he laid that up there.
at Dorfeld.
Yeah, boy, that's a big basket. Wow, every basket we made was a big basket because Drake was making them. And they really play. There's a great play. Watch this.
Nice pass.
Yeah, boy,
Collins gets hammered.
he decked him, man. He decked him. He kicked the ball. That's a technical foul.
But in the final, John, it's 117-114. The win-loss record's all that counts, and it is a W.
And boy, I'll say, we're taking anything we can get, Coach.
You knew that was going to be a tough one going down to the vets, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. If Drake played like that against everyone, Coach, they'll win the Missouri Valley.
They played their finest game so far this season.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Well, John, you needed that win very badly. Gave you a little momentum. Broke that snap, the losing streak.
We needed that win, too, boy.
And now we're talking about another interstate rivalry today. More about that in a moment. Welcome back to the Johnny Orr Show. And, John, it's time for our one-on-one segment. Today's guest is Adrian Moore, young man from Chicago.
Can't say enough good things about Adrian. He's a good student. He's a good basketball player, and he's a leader. He's just a tremendous, tremendous young man.
Well, let's meet him up close. Jeff Cotter has his story. Adrian Moore, one-on-one.
Adrian Moore is in his third season as an Iowa State Cyclone. Last year was a tough one, though, for Adrian. A knee injury knocked him out of action early in the season. But this year's another story. A little bit of discomfort, but other than that, the knee is healed and he's ready to go.
Times I can feel it, aching once in a while. Then I'll just cut back on the activities I'm doing. But come game day, I'm ready to go.
With you being one of the juniors on this year's team, obviously that leadership role has now fallen on your shoulders. How do you feel you're handling it?
I think I've handled it well. I mean, on the court, I can see myself, telling people where to be and when to get there and exactly how things should be ran. And basically it.
Last year you saw limited action in just a couple of games, but as you look back at last year and the year before, which one kind of sticks out in your mind when you look back at your career here to this point?
I don't know. I think the UCLA game was probably my best game. And it's not so much that I was worried. I think I played more relaxed when I just don't, just want to play and just play instead of worried about who I got to stick and all that. If I just go out and play, I seem to play a lot better.
This year, Adrian's off to a very good start. He reached double figures, scoring 10 points against Toledo. Against the Michigan Wolverines, he added a 10-point performance and is averaging over 5 points a game. But points are not the most important statistic to Adrian Moore. It's being a well-rounded player.
When I'm out there, I don't think about scoring a whole lot of points, more so than I think about us doing the right things at the right time. I think that's more important than me scoring because we have Victor and Terry. So
I was going to say, you didn't look quite as, I guess, selfish would be a term to use it. You were looking more to see who you could feed off to rather than take the shot yourself sometimes.
Well, that's the role the coaches would like for me to play, and if I want to play, then I'll be happy doing that role.
Besides your schoolwork and your basketball, you're also involved in many other outside activities. Keeps you kind of busy, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. I'm involved, with my fraternity, the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and also last January I competed in a Mrs. Black ISU pageant, which I won. So with those things, in basketball and of course my books, it seems to be a tough schedule.
On the court, the Cyclones have had a tough schedule as well. They may be a young team when it comes to experience, but Adrian feels good about the talent that takes to the floor in the Cardinal and Gold. And before this season is over, Adrian says they'll have plenty to be proud of.
The future will hold great things for this team because we're basically just getting to know one another really good. And as you can see from our first games, Terry and Victor have been the leaders. But as the season goes on, more people will step in and help out more.
Having that positive attitude and the willingness to contribute in all facets of the game is what builds a team's confidence and success. And you can count on Adrian Moore to fulfill his role with the Cyclones this season. This is Jeff Conner reporting for the Johnny Orr Show.
Only a junior, too. Going to be around a couple of years.
Completely unselfish. He has just a fantastic attitude, Mark.
Adrian Moore, our guest this week on One-on-One. Time right now to dip in the Reebok shoebox. Let me mix these up here, John. And get some of these mixed up. You draw a card or a letter out. And whoever we draw out here will receive a free pair of Reebok shoes. And the winner this week is Bruce Wagner of Urbandale, Iowa.
Urbandale.
And let's see what
Nice town.
has to say here. Says, Coach, with Mark Baugh and Norman Brown due back in mid-season, you'll have an abundance of forwards. could Ball be redshirted this year, or isn't that allowed after a player has been declared academically ineligible? Bruce Wagner.
No, Bruce, we could redshirt Mark. And if the academic situation was a little better, we'd probably do that. But if we redshirt him and then he wasn't eligible for next year, we'd be in bad shape. So if he becomes eligible, we're going to play him right away.
John, you don't know what his status is academically right now. You find out next Friday.
Right. Next week we'll find out.
All right. On the 22nd of December, that the decision will be made.
Probably.
The grades will be in. And if he is eligible, he then could play what?
Indiana.
December 23rd.
Yeah, he could play an Indiana game. That'd be a good thing because the next game is an exhibition game.
Well, welcome back to the Johnny Orr Show. Time now to look ahead to today's game, and that is coming up this afternoon on most of these same CTN stations. The Northern Iowa Panthers, John. Eldon Miller with a perfect record up there, the best team he's ever had.
Yeah, and one of the great coaches in the country, Coach. You and I got when they got Eldon, and what a job he's done. He's brought him along, and big old Reese and Muhlenberg and Turner.
Going to win today?
They're all good players. It's going to be a real dinger again.
Going to be a close game.
Oh, I think it will be. I think it will.
John, let me ask you this. The past couple of days, you have not been able to practice in Hilton Coliseum because of the ice show on Thursday and then the hockey game Friday night. You don't like going to State Gym to practice, do you?
No, I'm not in favor of that at all. In fact, very upset about it. Can't even dress in our arena. I can't even dress over there. And I'm not so fired up about Ogden Foods, what a job they're doing at our place at all, Mark. And this is upsetting. We haven't been in our place. We couldn't even shoot there before the Drake game. We haven't been in Hilton since last Monday.
Ooh.
And you and I can't practice in there or nothing. This is bad planning and very upsetting. And hopefully we can get something done about this.
While you're talking about Hilton, John, let me ask you, because this issue has come to view this past week, the Athletic Council has recommended putting suites in Hilton Coliseum. What's your thought on that?
Well, I don't see any need for that. I mean, they say it's going to make money. The only reason they need suites is for men's basketball. They don't need it for anything else. 2 or 3 concerts a year is all they sell out. The rest of them draw very few people. And they tear the seats up. You come in there, you smell the drugs.
So you don't want this?
No, it's not a good thing, and I'm not in favor of it. No one asked us, and we're the ones involved. We're their #1 customer. And what if attendance drops down to 10,000? What are they going to do with those suites? Burn them?
So not a good idea.
I don't like it at all, and I don't like the way they're doing it.
Well, John, I don't want to get you all fired up here. I want you to be a happy guy here and win that ball game today against the Panthers.
Okay, pal.
This afternoon, and of course you said you're going to go with the same starting line. Best of luck to you.
Okay, Mark.
Hello again, everyone. Happy holidays and welcome to the Johnny Orr Show. Here we are just a couple of days away from Christmas, John, and you sit 4-3 with a big win last week over UNI.
Yeah, that was a big win for us, Mark. We got in that slump there, you know, and got wackoed 3 in a row, and now we came back with 2 big victories. And today we're going to play the Hoosiers. And that's going to be a tough game, Coach.
Also, that game last week, John, not an easy game because Eldon Miller, obviously, with his best team he's ever had at UNI.
Yeah, one of Eldon's better teams. And Jason Reese is one of the great players in the country. You watch when the NBA draft comes. He's going to be in the first round of the NBA draft, I think. He's a tower of strength in there, and unfortunately fouled out for them, fortunately for us.
John, in that ball game, you shot 58% from outside.
Yeah.
Almost better than at the free throw line.
Well, you know, I think we're shooting better from the field than we are the free throw line, Mark.
Right now?
Yeah, we're working on those free throws.
Every day.
And we make them in practice.
Make them in practice.
We got to count the ones we make in practice.
Well, you got to save some of those for a game, John.
I know. Well, I told them they don't have to practice too much on that because we're not going to get too many of those today down in Bloomington. We won't get many free throws.
Over at Indiana, you won't be shooting many, so don't worry about it.
There's no sense practicing that free throw down there, man.
Let's take a look at the highlights. Last week, Hilton Coliseum, the UNI Panthers and the Iowa State Cyclones.
Great play there. That was a smart play there. You see that?
And Justice Thigpen put you on the board first. John?
Collins made a nice play there. There's Jason. Whoa, look at that guy. That guy, Dick Dorfeld, man, he was a real foul. That was a good rejection by Vic, and he gets it again. He's a great offensive player, Mark.
Tie ball game.
Oh, nice move, Dorfeld. Took it right by old Fife.
Paul Dorfeld in the starting lineup, coming on now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's playing much better. Oh, Terry shoots a left-hander there. Terry Woods is having a great year, Mark. There he goes again. Another left-hander, and they took it away from him. Should have given him the basket.
13-13 tie. Down to Collins for the board. Up and in.
Oh, good rebound. Doug's, he's giving us a little pep out there. He's firing us up. Woo.
Then you and I started hitting from outside.
Turner.
Jonathan Cox with the three-pointer.
Cox. I can't believe Cox made that, but it was a great shot. There's
Inside, Victor turns around. This was a two-point ball game right here. Anybody's game in the first half. And then Brian Pearson,
Three-point play.
basket.
Three-pointer. Great shot by Brian. He's coming on, man. He's shooting that ball in there this week.
Now watch
Nice
Victor
pass.
in here. Wide open.
Oh,
And the
yeah.
monster jam.
Yeah. They had McCullough on him there in that hill. I can't handle Dick.
Terry Woods playing lights out in his senior season. Hits the jumper up by 4. But then as time wound down, watch this shot. Turner, and it falls. And at halftime, the Panthers were up by 3, 39-36. What were your thoughts on that?
Well, that was a great shot by Turner there. Man, we were right on him. Not much we could do about it. He made a great shot. I told my guys, that's a good thing. We've been ahead all the time at the half and come out and play badly. I said, now we're behind. Maybe we'll play real well.
And
we
it
did.
worked. It worked.
Yeah, we used this basket, see? We usually play the other baskets. This time,
Maybe you ought to switch everything.
yeah, we're switching baskets now. And boy, we just did a good job on that.
Justice again. Justice Thigpen, 17 in the ball game. Inside to Vic.
Yeah, we come out this second half and played.
Victor Alexander, 27 points in the day. Woods, 3 points.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Terry drilled that one. Then we put the press on him. He couldn't handle the ball too well, and he bangs another one, man.
19 today for Terry Woods, and also shooting over 50% for the year from three-point range.
Watch that, boy.
Justice Thigpen.
Three-pointer. Justice is playing lights out right now. Mark, he's just playing lights out. That
And
was a
Fife, nice
pass.
feed
Nice
for the
pass.
slam. Iowa State up by 7.
That's a good basketball team. Northern Iowa's a good basketball team.
Victor inside, up by 6, 73-67. Jason Reese, tough to stop.
Oh, man, he's a good player. I'll tell you, he can play with anybody in America. Oh, Justice let another one go.
That's a three-pointer. Iowa State up by 5.
There's
Baker.
Kirk. Yeah, he usually makes that shot. Bang, he dunked her in there, too. The first half, we'd had a greater percentage. They couldn't make those baskets. Nice pass. Good pass from Doug. Super.
Draws the foul, and Iowa State up by 10.
Good steal there by Terry. There he got fouled, didn't call it, but he was
Nice pass over to Thigpen for the lay-in.
There's interception.
And then the icing on the cake. Final shot of the game.
Yeah, Doug.
And Doug Collins, now you can celebrate.
Yeah.
All 40 minutes are over, and in the end, 92-80.
Well, that was a good win for us. So, and we beat a good basketball team and beat a team that's well coached by a great coach.
Indeed. Now, they're going to have a big game coming up with the Iowa Hawkeyes in January up at UNI. That should be a dandy, too, shouldn't it?
Ellen's team, and I think Ellen understands, is going to have to be able to handle the press a lot better by that time in order to be
Because
with the Hawks.
that's the strong suit of the Hawkeyes.
That's well hurt them. If they get them in that half-court game, they get that ball out of Jason Reese, he's going to score.
Well, I tell you what, we've got a special guest this week on the Johnny Orr Show. We're going to have him join us a little bit later on, so we're going to change the format around a little. Welcome back to the Johnny Orr Show on this Saturday before Christmas. And on our one-on-one feature this week, John, Kurt Baker.
Kirk has come in here from junior college, done a good job. And,
How'd you find this young man?
well, Rick Wesley found him. And Rick finds most of them. And we pursued him, and by golly, he did everything. He's been a model guy for us. He's really done a super job, and he's getting better all the time. He's got the rest of this year, he's going to make a mark, and then next year again, he's going to be much better.
Well, let's meet him up close and personal alike, because Jeff Connor has the weekly feature each and every week, our one-on-one segment. And this week, we invite you to meet Kurt Baker.
It's been a long wait, but finally, Kirk Baker is in a Cyclone uniform. The 6'8" forward sat out last year while attending junior college at Ellsworth. Prior to attending Ellsworth, Kirk racked up some impressive stats as a player for Lansing Community College in Michigan. He was the National Junior College Division II Player of the Year following the 87-88 season. He led his team to the national title with a 31-0 record and averaged over 25 points a game, as well as pulled down an average of 14 rebounds per outing. But JUCO ball is a whole different ball game from Division I, especially in the Big 8.
JUCO, it was more your talent. You know, you were in shape, but you used your talent. Here, it's more of a thinking game. You have to be stronger in a Big 8, and everybody has the same caliber and talent. So you just have to use your best abilities, like strengths and to overcome their weaknesses. And
Kirk has played a key role for the Cyclones so far this season. He pumped in 18 points against Florida A&M. He also led the team in rebounding in that outing with 11 boards. Toledo was another big game for Baker. He netted another double-double. He had 18 points and 10 rebounds. Add to that an 11-point performance against Iowa and another 14 points against Drake. And this Super Junior knows he's off to a good start.
It was a hard transition at first, and I feel that the first 2 games I came in, I did all right, but I had a little mental lapse the second 2 games and didn't perform as well as I could, and it's a big adjustment, but I feel that now I made that adjustment.
Some of the other adjustments that Kirk has had to make in Big 8 basketball have been positive, and he says the most fascinating one has been the traveling.
I've never been to places like Minneapolis, and just sitting up there in the Hyatt and looking out and looking over the whole city. It was just a great experience. Just seeing places I've never, been before, and I'm looking forward to it.
Kirk plays with a very high level of intensity and emotion when he's on the court, but during the off-season, he really likes to relax and get away from it all. He likes to get together with a buddy and enjoy the peacefulness of being out on a lake fishing.
At home during the off season, I like to fish a lot, and I'm usually fishing with my friend. He goes to Central Michigan. We're usually out there like 4 or 5 times during the week fishing, getting up real early in the morning, about 6, going fishing.
With 7 games under his belt so far, Kirk feels his confidence is building, and he hopes that he can continue to help the Cyclones chalk up several more victories.
The points, they're going to come because the way our offense, we got the triangle offense. I think we have to control the boards, to help us win. A win is better than points.
With a look at junior forward Kirk Baker, this is Jeff Connor reporting for the Johnny Orr Show.
Nice young man. He likes to travel. Next year, he's going to really get to travel, isn't he?
Ooh, he's going to go to Hawaii. He's going to go to Charlotte. He's going to go to Tucson. He's going to go all over. He'll be an authority on this.
And today, of course, he's getting the scenic tour of Bloomington, Indiana, right?
Oh, he'll love it.
Welcome back to the Johnny Orr Show. Time now to dip into the Reebok shoebox and make one of you a winner. And all it takes is a card or a letter. And, John, if you will, don't look. Wait.
Hold that thing out there so I can't see her. Gonna take a postcard. I got a postcard.
All right, postcard, an Iowa State Cyclone postcard. Comes to us from K.A. Deal, or Dial, of Mason City, Iowa.
Mason
and
City.
says, Merry Christmas, Coach Orr. In reflecting over your past college basketball teams, who was or is your most outstanding basketball player?
Well, I got a lot of them. Mark, it's cold in Mason City, man. 70 below with wind chill. But I got a lot of them. I started out with Rudy Tomjanovich when I first started coaching at Michigan. Then I got Campy Russell.
Yep.
Then Phil Hubbard and Ricky Green. Then Mike McGee. And then I came here and I got Ronnie Harris, who was terrific here.
Mm-hmm.
And then Barry Stevens, who really got us going. And then Jeff Hornacek and Jeff Guerrero. Now I got Big Victor Alexander, and Terry Woods is coming on. So
Could you pick one out of there, John, that says was the best? Can you do that, or is that...
no, I think the guy that would have been the best of them all, had he not gotten hurt, would have been Phil Hubbard.
Ooh.
He would have been the best. He started on the Olympic team when he was just a freshman in college.
Okay.
He got a knee injury, and that really set him back.
Well, anyway, there is our question and our answer and our winner for this week. In just a moment, we'll be back to talk in length about today's big game against the Indiana Hoosiers. You know, they're 7-0, ranked 11th in the country. And, oh, yes, we're going to have a special guest on the Johnny Orr Show. Yeah. And he usually wears a red sweater, red suit.
Probably won't like him too well.
It's not Santa Claus. We'll tell you all about it in just
Looks
a moment.
like Santa Claus.
Don't go away. I wish you could share with us the time during the commercials. Sometimes that's the best of the show, right, John?
Well, yeah. I see Knight up there, and I don't know. He's not very good looking.
He isn't.
No, that embarrasses him when he gets next to me. Yeah.
You're going to see him again today.
Yeah,
Let's talk about him in just a moment. A couple other things I want to touch on before we run out of time.
Okay.
First of all, Adrian Moore underwent surgery on Thursday.
Yeah, and
status?
Hopefully he's going to be okay. I think he's going to be okay. It just depends on how long he's going to be out. But I think everything is going to went okay and should be okay.
Norm Brown is back.
Norma's back and playing, but I'd say he's playing about 50%.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's a little nervous.
Shoulder okay?
He wears a brace and everything, and he's scared. I don't blame him for being. I'd be scared too, and everything. I don't know. He's got to come out of it here one of these days, and hopefully he can finish the rest of his career without any trouble.
Mark Baugh, big question mark for you all this week, John. Everybody's been wondering and waiting.
Me too. Don't know yet. They're going to have to wait and see. I'm hopeful. playing lights out and everything, and hopefully be with us later this afternoon.
All right. Well, now let us talk about Bob Knight, because, you know, that guy's been there, what, 18 years?
19 years. This is 19 years.
19th year?
I was at Michigan. He came there. He was just a rookie.
He's been there so long, John, that everybody in Assembly Hall is starting to look like him and sound like him. Now, we wanted Coach Knight to come on your show, and we just couldn't get him. He's got a very busy
Probably
schedule.
can't afford him. He's too expensive.
But we checked with somebody in sports information, and I'll be doggone, they look and sound just like Coach Knight. Let's go to the sports information director now over at Indiana University and find out what is this relationship between John Orr and Bob Knight.
My name's Bill Johnson. I'm the Assistant Sports Information Director at Indiana University. Coach Knight was sorry that he's not able to be here and talk a little bit about Johnny Orr, but he had some very important things to do and asked me if I would convey a message to all the Cyclone fans relative to Coach Knight's feelings about Johnny Orr. And I really don't know quite what to say. It seems to me that people have made a big issue out of Coach Knight and Coach Orr being good friends, but that's almost like a father-son relationship. I mean, I know that Coach Orr is so much older than Coach Knight is and has been around for such a long time that I'm sure Coach Knight looks up to Coach Orr, as he does a lot of older or elderly people. And
John, he looks up to you because you're a senior citizen.
Yeah, at night. He makes me sick sometimes. You know, he says stuff like that.
Well, that's not all. You know what?
He looked bad there, didn't he?
Well, you know, he was at practice working hard.
Well, he looks older than me.
Probably doesn't make as much money as you.
Oh. More in a day, not making a month.
Now, you know, I also heard that Coach Knight helped you with your vocabulary when you got into coaching.
Oh, yeah.
Is that right?
I calmed him down, brother.
You calmed him down. Well, that's not the story we get. Let's go back to Indiana right now and find out what is this about the vocabulary here, Coach.
I know that Coach Knight really thinks a lot of Rami Orr, and I know that the two of them, Mrs. Orr and Coach Knight, have done a lot over the years to help John with his language. It gets to be a little bit like that which you might hear on the docks in New York. And I know that Coach Knight has very seriously worked with Coach Orr with this over the years, and I honestly can't tell you whether he thinks he's made any progress or not, but I know he considers Coach Orr worthy of trying to get on the right road as far as his language is concerned, and I know Mrs. Orr has been very pleased with Coach Knight's efforts in this regard.
Oh, is that true? Coach Knight helped you with your language?
I told Knight a lot of times, I said, Knight, you got to straighten out, man, and you're not going to be around here long. And now he's been there 19 years, so you know he paid attention to me.
Now, one other thing. We're running out of time here. How does Coach Knight really feel about Johnny Orr? One final question. Take it away back to Indiana.
I know that Coach Knight thinks an awful lot of Coach Orr, and I don't understand why. I've been here in the Sports Information Office for 19 years now, and I've watched Coach Orr get on the officials and just be such a tough guy on his players and just kind of the opposite of everything that Coach Knight is, and I guess it's that old thought, opposites attract, but I do know that Coach Knight has a tremendous respect, both personally and professionally, for Coach Orr, and I hope that when Iowa State comes to Bloomington on the 23rd, that they get their Thank you.
That's his language. Now, look at his language. Look at his language.
He's got a few beeps in his vocabulary.
Whoa. Every time I've been on with him, they're beeping him all the time.
Well, he didn't have any love lost for you for today's game, did he?
No,
I mean,
if we get a free throw down there, it'd be a miracle, you know. It'd be a miracle.
you know,
down
they're
there.
playing a fairly young squad there, John, ranked 11th in the nation, 7-0. You got a shot today.
Yeah, I think we'll play hard, and I think we'll really go after it. He has some great young players, Mark, and they always have great players in Indiana. I was at Michigan 13 years, never had the players as good as he had. But he does a great job, and he's a good friend of mine, and he came out here and played when I needed him, you know, to get this thing going.
Well, don't forget, that game is 3 o'clock Iowa time on most of these same CTN stations. Next week, Marathon Oil. Tough team. They beat Arizona, right?
Ooh, beat Rhode Island, beat Penn State, beat everybody.
And that's at Hilton Coliseum next week. We'll talk more about that next week, of course. But right now, this is our final show before Christmas. And I know you'd like to take a moment here to wish everybody a very
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, everything else. Have a good time.
And it'd be a merrier Christmas if we could beat those 11th-ranked Hoosiers today.
In Indiana, we're going to have a heck of a party.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us this week on the Johnny Orr Show. We'll be back next week with highlights of that Indiana game and more surprises also. Till then, on behalf of Coach Orr, this is Mark Matthews saying so long and happy holidays, everyone.
Now, here's Mark Matthew and Iowa State head basketball coach Johnny Orr.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to the Johnny Orr Show. Hope you had a very happy holiday season. And the New Year's just around the corner. John, got the Indiana thing out of the way there. Tough day over there at Bloomington.
You know, best thing, that's when it's good to watch those games on TV, Coach. Because when they go bad, you just shut the TV off.
You just shut it off, huh?
And people are lucky to be able to do that. I had to sit there that whole game
You had to
and
sit
watch
there.
it. And
Couldn't change channels.
It was a bad scene, Coach.
Actually, John, you went into that ball game leading the nation in field goal percentage. The best shooting team in the country, 56%. But over at Bloomington, you shot only 35% for the game, and that sort of explains it all.
Well, it does, Mark. And you know the thing about that. Doggone it, you would think that we didn't get good shots. But we had better shots probably than we had in either the Drake or the UNI game, and they just wouldn't go down for us. We had many, many easy shots, and we didn't make them. Of course, Indiana made them all, and pretty soon it frustrated us a little bit, and one thing led to another thing, and pretty soon it was a total disaster, and I think as long as I've been, probably the worst performance by a team I've ever had.
Once you start getting frustrated out there, everything falls by the wayside. They stopped rebounding. Indiana took over the board.
Everything. They dominated us in every phase of the game, Mark, and there's no excuse or anything. They just did it, and now we have to regroup and see if we can't get going again before we go to Kansas State.
Indiana really has some very talented young players, too, don't they?
Oh, they have great players. There's no bad players on their team.
They're doing it all with freshmen and sophomores.
Yeah, and they're good players. But we made them look awfully good. They're not quite that good.
They do have to come back to Hilton next year, though.
Yeah, it'll be a little closer, hopefully.
All right. Let's take a look at the highlights. First half, Bloomington, Indiana, last week. The Hoosiers came into the game ranked 11th in the nation and undefeated. And from the outset, John, things looked good for the Cyclones.
Well, we made a couple shots, but they weren't good. That kid there is really a great player.
Albert Cheney.
Man, he's a good player. He's a good... Terry Woods played probably... He and Kuntz were our two best performers, I think.
Terry Woods is just absolutely brimming with confidence this year.
Yeah,
when he puts that shot up, he knows it's going in.
Yeah, he's a good player. I knew when Meeks hit that shot, we were in trouble because he's a terrible shooter. Look at that. That's a no-caller there. Just knocked everybody down.
Nice feed inside to Victor.
Terry, yeah. There's that guy again, boy.
Cheney, three-point range.
Yeah. He's a freshman. He's a great player.
Down by 5, but Terry Woods comes up with a loose ball here. And then puts it back up and in. Cuts it down to 3 again. It was close in the early going.
Just very short, well, about 5-6 minutes. Had a little walking there. But,
Eric Anderson with the turnaround.
He's a good player, too. He's a hard worker.
Victor Alexander had a great half.
Put her back in. That's one of our few rebounds, but we airballed it to get the rebound. That's a great pass by Terry to Kirk. We don't see the bad shots in here where we missed them all. There's
Mark Robinson.
Yeah, that guy, I never heard of that guy before, but he looked good, too.
Everybody got to use their benches this year.
Yeah, they use them all. There's Terry on another three-pointer. I didn't feel too badly here. We weren't going well, but we were hanging in there because Indiana wasn't playing well. Oh, there we see it. We had an inside out. And,
Jamal Meeks.
Yeah.
Down by 17 at that point in time.
Right.
Then a big steal here. Woods ahead to Doug Collins.
Yeah, that was a
tremendous play.
That was a super basket by Doug. Doug, I don't know, he looked like he was scared or something to start the game. As he loosened up, he was fine.
Oh, that was tremendous. I watched that over and over in slow motion, John. Forwards and backwards.
See there, they got another rebound.
Didn't seal off.
Gee whiz, no. Just so easy.
Phil Kuntz had a good game here.
That was a good basket by Kuntz. A good pass by Terry.
Kuntz, the player of the game, a career high 14 points. But Terry Woods lights out. Iowa State currently second in the nation in three-point shooting, John. That's a tremendous attribute to your team.
Well, we have shot the ball at times very well, Terry, and of course Victor's had a great shooting percentage.
Collins, outside, three-point range. And then Collins, inside,
Nice
to Baker
pass.
for the dunk.
That's what we need more of. See, we had to have more unselfishness and pass up a shot now and then and pass it to somebody else for a better shot.
Halftime, you were down 21, John. 35-56, Indiana on top. And you weren't happy when you went to the locker room there, but what did you say to the team at that point in time?
Well, I told them that, you know, you never lose until you quit, really, and you got to hang in there and come back and see if we can't get this lead cut down a little bit. If we could come back on them a little bit, maybe they wouldn't be as hot as they've been. But we only scored 11 points the first 10 or 11 minutes of the second half, and that gave Indiana plenty of opportunity to just pull away. I thought Knight, he took guys out and put guys in and did everything he could to keep the score down, but everybody that came in seemed to be red hot.
Everybody had a good day.
Didn't
They
make
wanted to
any
go home
difference.
for Christmas. Show time now to talk about the second half of the Indiana ball game, and not much to talk about there, John. It was a bad half for Iowa State.
Did nothing but get worse, Mark. The first half was bad enough, but it wasn't anything like the second half. And I looked at that clock. I thought something happened to the clock down there. I didn't think it was working. But it didn't end fast enough for me, and I'm glad it's over.
Let me ask you something. Now, do you think maybe the players were looking forward to going home? I know a lot of parents were down there to pick up the players and take them home for the holidays and so forth.
I think that's something to do with it. I think the Mark Ball situation got a lot to do with it. The fact we'd been in exams may have had something to do with it too, but there's no reason not to play any better than we did.
Well, let's roll the highlights right now because you're going to see a lot of highlights for Indiana. And while we do this, John, Justice Thigpen right there, that's not one of only a couple of shots he made.
That's his only basket.
He
His
just
only
was
basket.
just off the mark.
Just had him. Look at there. They're making them all, man.
You mentioned Mark Ball. He did not make the trip on that
Right.
occasion. You were waiting to find out about his eligibility. And you just never got the report on the grades in time to make a decision one way or the other on this Saturday afternoon.
No. And he did not go with us. Did not practice Friday. And that was a nice basket by
Nice
Kuntz.
by Kuntz.
And he has not practiced with us. And I'm not very optimistic about his situation.
Victor gets the turnaround. Obviously, all the grades are not posted, so nothing
No.
official can be said at this point in time, but things don't look good right now.
No, you know, I can't say anything about that anyhow. That was a nice pass from Pearson. Good feed, good steal. I can't say anything now. I can't get anything about the grades anyhow.
Right.
Mark.
Inside.
That's another nice basket. That's another Graham. He's a good one.
Well, you saw all the Hoosiers.
Yeah,
Everybody got
yeah.
plenty of playing time.
Yeah.
That's Anderson again.
Anderson is a good, hard-working player. He's a fine player. There he is again.
Second half, Bob Knight really concentrated on shutting down Victor Alexander, and that's exactly what happened. Victor held at just 2 points in the second half. Terry Woods with a nice play right there.
Yeah, they really got him. And Victor's not moving. You know, you got to move around, and he's not moving. There's easy basket. On a steal. We had Norman Brown in this game for a little bit.
Yep. How's the shoulder, John?
Well, he's not very good, but he's all bandaged up. That was a nice shot by Doug Collins.
Collins in the corner for three.
Inside
it
the
out.
Kuntz. Good
Turns
move.
around and hits
Yeah,
it.
we don't look bad in these highlights, do we?
You're not seeing in betwixt the between.
No. It was pretty good in the highlights. I'm going to start just watching highlight films.
That young man right there
He
is
stinks, that guy, and he knocks in three on us.
he's a fantastic three-point shooter. Was in high school anyway. And away they go.
Yeah. They're just, we're not really doing too much here to prevent them from doing what they want to do.
Washington to Baker for the lay-in. David Washington got the assist there.
Well, we got to steal. There you go.
Norman Brown.
Norman's first basket. He's in a brace there, seeing his shoulder.
Well, two old friends shaking hands,
Yeah.
John.
Well, Bob's got a good team. I'm going to tell you what, they're going to be good this year. Next year and the following year, look out, boy.
They could be all the way.
They could come on and dominate this thing.
I think all they really need is maybe a big center, and he's in on a couple of kids, or recruiting a couple of big ones.
He's got them big enough, Coach, and they jump well enough.
Well, I tell you one thing, they certainly played well against Iowa State. Final score, 115-66. A bad day for the Cyclones. But maybe you get that out of your system now before the Big 8 season rolls.
Well, I hope so. You know, we had some of these games last year, and then we came on strong. Hopefully we'll do that this time. Wish I could tell you who was going to come on strong for us, but I can't tell you anything.
Our show time now for our one-on-one segment. John, our guest this week is Phil Kuntz, a young man that you recruited originally out of high school.
Right.
He elected to go to Illinois, and then when things didn't work out for him there, he came here and had to sit out a year. How's he doing now?
Well, he's getting better. I think Phil's his own worst enemy. He's terrific when he's relaxed and everything, and he gets so tense and so nervous, and then he just passes the ball badly, and he takes bad shots and everything. But when I see him, I think he's going to come out of that, and I think he's so anxious to do well that it bothers him.
Had a good game against Indiana, career-high 14 points, and with the story, here's our own Jeff Connor. Jeff?
Phil Kuntz is a 6'9" forward, and he believes in the phrase, good things come to those who wait. After 2 years at the University of Illinois, Phil was not happy with the way things were progressing, so he decided to make a change. A former meeting with an Iowa State basketball coach helped Phil realize that the place to be was at Iowa State.
When I came out of high school, I had a really good impression of Iowa State. I really had a good relationship with Jim Hallahan, and he had told me that no matter what my decision was, if I decided to go to Illinois, that he would always want me to come back here if things didn't work out. And so when things weren't working out, I always kept him in mind, and I contacted him, and he made the arrangements and everything.
The NCAA requires athletes who transfer between Division I schools to sit out a year, and last year was that year for Phil Kuntz.
It was really tough to just sit back and watch everybody else out there playing, and knowing that it'd be a long time before I got to compete again, and going through all the practices and all the classes and everything. It was a lot of hard work, and it was a pretty long, it seemed like a long year.
Having to sit out a whole year is a big commitment. Did you feel at this point now that you did do the right thing?
Yeah, I definitely feel I'm definitely happy about my decision. Things might take a little while for everything to work out the way I want it to, but right now everything's going pretty well, and I'm really happy with it.
Phil has good reason to be happy about his performance so far. He scored a career-high 13 points against Indiana, and he had an 11-point performance against Florida A&M. But he feels his best overall performance was against the Iowa Hawkeyes.
I tried to, play the best I could, every opportunity, but I felt like I played the best in the Iowa game. I felt, I just played as hard as I could, and it seemed like, my shots were falling, and the rebounds were coming to me. It just seemed like everything was falling in place there.
With 8 games under his belt this season, Phil believes he's getting better, but still has a lot to learn.
Things are, getting better each day, but, it's going to take me a while to really get things going. I'm kind of still new to the system as far as game-wise, and it's still going to take me a while, but I'm really enjoying it, and things are looking better each day.
Playing a post position is one that involves a great deal of physical contact under the basket, but that doesn't bother Phil Kuntz.
Yeah, haven't played against anybody yet that's not physical, and it's banging around, and everybody going to the boards hard, and it's tough to play defense without getting a foul, but it's tough to play offense without banging into somebody, and it's a heavy contact sport.
But Phil believes that Iowa State's practice does a great job in preparing him for the contact that he'll go up against in a game.
Coaches don't call many fouls in practice, and so everybody kind of lets it all hang out, and there's some days when you're lucky to come out alive. It gets pretty intense. I think it's really good because then when you get into games and it's not so physical, you're a little more under control, then it's a lot easier to get that rebound.
Having sat out an entire season, Phil is more than ready to show what he can do, and he certainly has the right attitude.
I'm going to get opportunity, so I got to make the most of that opportunity, and just when I get in the game, I just have to play as hard as I can, and get every rebound I can get my hands on, and try to make all the shots I can, easy shots, and just try to add to the team, and add to the momentum of the game.
With a look at junior forward Phil Kuntz, this is Jeff Connor reporting for the Johnny Orr Show.
Nice young man from Carlisle, Illinois.
You know, he's just about a straight A student, you know. He might get 1B once in a while. He's an excellent student, and he's going to have a great life. He's a very solid individual, and I hope everything goes better and better for him all the time. And as hard as he works, I think it will.
You know, we talk to him occasionally before the games and so forth. He's really happy to be at Iowa State now.
Well, he's a good guy to have with you, I'll tell you that. He's always on time, he works hard, and does all the things he should do, so he just got to relax a little bit, and then I think he's going to become a really top-notch player.
Time to reach into the Reebok shoebox and draw out a card or a letter from one of our viewers here this week. Find out who the winner is. And we have a postcard. It comes to us from Kent Holra of Denison, Iowa.
Denison, Iowa.
And it says, Coach, please explain the triangle offense and defense. Kent Holra.
Okay, well, that's not hard to explain, Ken. It's hard to operate sometimes. But the triangle is like a three-man motion inside. We use our three biggest men inside. One at the free throw line, two on the blocks. And they just move at will and pick and screen for each other until someone gets open. And a triangle defense is a triangle in two, where we play three guys like that, one on the free throw line, two on the blocks. And then we assign our two guards to guard their men man-to-man.
The triangle inside sort of a zone.
Zone on defense, and the two guys are man-to-man on the guards. Right.
All right, there you go. The triangle offense, triangle defense. Ken Holra, Denison, Iowa. You'll be getting a gift certificate from John for a free pair of Reebok shoes. And, John, today is the day.
Yeah.
The Big 8 conference season tips off, and you do it on the road.
Yeah, it's exciting, though. It's exciting.
At least you're not going to Oklahoma.
Well, or we're not going to Kansas or Missouri. But we're going to a tough place, and they have a good team. You know, Steve Hansen, one of the great players in the country, and Massip, he is now this Delaware. Ooh, man, they got some good players, and it'll be a tough game in there. There's no question about that. But I think my team's going to play hard, and we'll be very competitive. I'd really be disappointed if we're not, because I think we're in there now where we're going to be competitive. Whether we're good enough or not, that's the question.
You know, Gary Thompson and I were talking, and if you had to face any one opponent in the Big 8 on the road for the first game, I think Kansas State might be the best choice right now.
Well, there's no good choice. So,
on the road.
Yeah, so we just got to go do the best we can do.
John, any changes in the lineup as you entered the Big 8 season? You had some players that were up and down and so forth. Are you settled on that starting five now?
Yeah, we're ready to go with them, and we don't have much to change. We don't have many people that we can change, so we're going to go.
Houston, Wednesday night, real quickly, 10 seconds.
They're good down at Houston, you know, but it'll be a good trip for us and good experience.
Long trip, too, won't it?
Long trip. Smooth trip, though.
Smooth trip, we hope. Well, anyway, we'll be back next week, same time.
Now, here's Mark Matthew and Iowa State head basketball coach, Johnny Orr.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to this week's Johnny Orr Show. Time to talk about a couple of ball games. One that was a very frustrating defeat at the hands of Creighton, a double overtime loss. But then a win over Davidson last week, John.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, Mark, how things go. Our worst game, our last 5 games that we've played, 6 games counting the exhibition, was the Davidson game, and we won it. And then we played great games, 4 great games, and we lose them. But the Creighton game, we just lost that. We gave it away. We didn't lose. They didn't do anything to win it. We just gave it to them. And I don't know what else you can say. We just threw that ball and just gave it to them, man.
John, in midst of this frustrating period right now, losing 4 games so very, very closely, are you seeing some positive signs, though? This is a young team that is starting to blend, starting to play a little bit better together.
Oh, I think our effort, Mark, has been great here since the Indiana game. We've had an excellent effort, and we've had good practices. We're looking forward to Colorado today, and we feel good about that. I don't feel badly about my team and the effort they're giving. We just got a bunch of guys that are young. We never planned on them doing the things they're doing, and we've had to make a lot of shifts because of the injuries and the losses of some of our players.
This certainly has to pay off next year, too, John, because next year you're going to have everybody back except Terry.
Well, I think it will, and I think we'll be a much better team next year. And we got some newcomers pretty good.
Let's talk about the Davidson game. That was a game that maybe the team really wasn't up for, were they?
Well, we had those 3 tough losses, and coming back, I don't think mentally we're sharp as we could be now.
Let's take a look at the highlights. Last Saturday, Hilton Coliseum, Davidson, a non-conference opponent. Victor Alexander going to work inside.
Shot that between 4 guys. You see that? They're really jumping on Vic, but boy, he's got the touch. When he's fresh, isn't tired, he can really shoot the ball.
Victor had 21 in the ball game. Here's Justice. Up by 4. Doug Collins passes it up, and Terry takes it from outside.
You know, Terry's one of the leading three-point shooters in our conference. He's done a great job. Oh, that was a great pass from Doug.
Alexander is really phenomenal in field goal percentage right now. I think he's something like 5th in the country, John?
I think he is, yeah, 4th or 5th. He's right in there, I'll tell you that. He's, ooh, there's a good dunker by Doug, little Doug. He's only 6 feet tall.
Oh, he's played hard.
Wow, he did a bad job there. Terry did a bad job defensively there.
Strickland finds the baseline. Then Thigpen pulls up.
See, when he's in the rhythm, Justice is a very fine shooter, and he's got the rhythm, boy. He can really go.
Terry Woods outside.
Playing very well and playing hard every game.
Well, this game was close the entire first half.
Yeah, that was a nice pass from Kuntz to Doug, and Doug made a heck of a basket. There's
Paul
Terry.
Dorfeld is coming on right now. Doesn't hit this one the first time, gets the second effort.
Yeah, he would have had a great game against Creighton and fouled out. That was a nice dunk by Vic, a nice pass to him.
10 of 12 from the field for the game.
Yeah, oh boy, that was a nice pass by Terry. Whew. Terrific pass. Just before the half.
40-36 at the break, John.
Yeah.
Only a 4-point lead, and you expected a bigger margin there, and I went to work.
Well, we were sluggish in the game. We were really sluggish.
Thigpen with the 3, up by 8. And then we're going to see Kirk Baker right here. He'll get the feed for the lay-in. Iowa State finally starts busting it open, up by 11.
Yeah, they could have called a charge there. I don't know what they think of sometimes.
Brian Pearson's coming on, isn't he?
Maybe playing very steady and not shooting enough, but certainly not making any turnovers and doing a good job defensively.
Woods outside. 18-footer, up by 16.
Yeah.
Then Baker.
That was a good basket. That was a strong basket, and we want Kirk to play stronger. He played pretty well. He played a fine game against Creighton. Nice move by Kuntz. Nice pass by Terry Woods.
Final score in the ball game, 86-71. And a win is a win is a win.
Yeah, yeah.
So they say.
Yeah, anytime you win those games, you feel good. You lose them like we lost to Creighton, you don't feel good for a while, Coach.
You're sort of settled now in a starting lineup, and you've also got some players coming off the bench that have more or less understood their roles now, and they're playing well off the bench, Kuntz and Baker.
Yeah, well, we're not set on the lineup yet, though.
Oh, really?
No, we can make a lot of changes before the season's over.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys now coming on. They're going to play a little more.
Well, super. Well, I tell you what, in just a moment, we'll reflect to that big one at Hilton Coliseum last Tuesday night. What a thriller. A double overtime game against Creighton. But the ending is not one we want to rewrite again.
Oh, that's a shame, but it was a great game for spectators.
Welcome back to this week's Johnny Orr Show. Time now to reflect to Tuesday night and a heartbreaking, frustrating loss to Creighton. John, you had your chances in that game several times.
Yeah, Mark, it was almost a rerun of the Houston game where we had so many opportunities. This time we didn't give ourselves a chance. We threw it away 3 times in the last 6 possessions, and we just held it the way I think we'd have won the game. But that's over, and now we have to go on to Colorado.
There were some bright spots, though. Victor Alexander, a career high, 37 points, 17 rebounds. Paul Dorfeld, another career high.
I've never had a guy score 37 points and get 17 rebounds or have a great offensive game like that where we didn't win the game. And that's a shame because we did such a good job in the second half. We played very, very well, except the last minute and 45 seconds.
And that's what
a disaster.
Meant the difference.
Yeah, it was a disaster.
Well, let's take a look at the highlights because it was a long game, obviously, with 2 overtimes. And sort of explain the scenario and how this game unfolded, John, in your view.
Well, You know, here we were playing well. We come out kind of flat, I think, here in the first half. We didn't play as well, and they played very well. Gallagher and Harstad are excellent basketball players. They're very fine players. And I don't think Creighton, the writers or anyone gave them enough credit. I thought they were a good basketball team. As Kirk make a shot. Well, we hung in there, and then I felt really good at the half. I felt we'd come back out. If we could get them going, we could beat this team. And we did it all that I wanted them to do until we got right down there at the end. And I don't know what went wrong with us. I just can't figure out why we did the things we did. And it's just one of those things, Mark. And we had the game won so many times. But there, now see Victor, he really gets fouled there. And nothing. They out-hustled us on that. That guy just out-hustled us there.
Dwan Cole really got some speed.
Yeah, and I agree with Tony Baroni in this game. Like the loose balls, we certainly didn't control the loose balls. Now that was a foul. I think they'd call that foul on that guy. That guy stands there like a stoop. There's a three-pointer by Brian Pearson. But this game was a game that I think we'll remember. That was a good move by Vic, a good pass by Terry. Because we had it, there's a nice pass by Brian Pearson. Well, you make 37 points, make 27 points in the last half, you know, doggone that. That's a lot of points.
Terry Woods, pull-up jumper, and you were up by 2.
We're going.
10 minutes left to play.
Yeah, well.
Then, down by 1 at that point in time. We're coming down to the wire. They couldn't stop Victor.
No, well, that's a great basket. They did call a foul.
And Victor really hit the free throws.
9 of 11, yeah. He was determined in this game.
Baker picks it up.
Yeah, we were lucky there. Doug, I don't know, it slipped out of his hand or something.
Iowa State up by 2.
Oh, great play by Pearson.
Great pass down to Woods.
Yeah, I thought we had the game won here.
Iowa State up by 3. But watch
now watch this. Now watch. You don't know if this is a three-pointer.
Oh!
Ooh, that's close.
You almost want to take a look at the feet on the line again.
Well, you ought to take a look at it close, Coach.
But it's history now. It was a 3. Then we go to overtime.
Well, look at that. They're fouling old Vic. They're all over him, man.
Iowa State up by 4. Coming down, Klotz with a three-pointer. Now, Iowa State had one more chance here. Final 30-some seconds. Pearson first. Shot clock goes off.
He should have just laid it up, Doug. Doggone it. But let me tell you what's happening here. Let me tell you, see, that there's only 2 guys really played for the ball. That's Doug and Harstad. Because the shot clock went off after the shot.
And everybody thought that was the horn.
Right.
They quit playing.
Right. And it was a heck of a mix-up there. And we tried to get him to put 4 seconds back on the clock, but Mr. Jim Bain, who's Mr. Know-It-All, says no.
Well, the shot clock buzzer did sound, and a lot of players did quit play with 4 seconds to go.
It was a definite mix-up there. I don't think many people even understood that, but you're not supposed to quit till the horn until you hear the whistle.
You hear the whistle.
But their guys quitting, too, and we heard that horn blow. I was over, too.
Well, Creighton, of course, the defending Missouri Valley Conference champions, and also picked to win it again. Like you said, John, they are an excellent team.
Oh, they're a good basketball team. They're nothing like some of the teams we've played. But they're a very good basketball team.
Well, don't go away. In just a moment, we'll be back with our one-on-one segments. And today, we'll meet Paul Dorfeld, a man that was injury-prone last year. But this year, he's soaring to new heights. Time now for our weekly one-on-one segment, and our guest this week is Paul Dorfeld, a young man that has fought off just about every type of injury, appendicitis.
I'll tell you what, I told Paul not to talk to me last year, man. I'm afraid I'd get sick. He's had a tough time, and this hopefully he's going to survive this year, and now he's starting to play like he did before he had the injuries. It's taken a long time.
And he hasn't had any illnesses or any injuries so far. Is there any wood around here? Knock on wood.
Who you want to knock on it, boy, I'll say.
Let's visit with Paul Dorfeld, our guest this week on One-on-One.
Paul Dorfeld's career at Iowa State has been plagued with injuries for the past 2 seasons. His sophomore year, he injured his knee at Northern Iowa and had to sit out for 3 games. Last year, things seemed to be going better. He scored a career-high 12 points at Creighton, but 2 days later found himself in a hospital bed with an appendectomy. After overcoming that setback, he earned his starting job back only to lose it with another knee injury, and that one required arthroscopic surgery. This year so far has been injury-free, and Paul's determined to keep it that way.
Here we're at mid-season, further. We're going in the Big 8. I'm healthy. I'm playing well. Starting to really come on now.
Paul is certainly glad to be back in the starting lineup, and he says that's where he feels most comfortable.
Yeah, I like being in the starting position. I like setting the pace for the game and, having control to set the tone of the game. And that's one of the things I've always worked for. And now that I'm here, it's a good feeling.
It's been a hard road back to locking down that starting position, but Paul says a new attitude towards practice has helped him play at a higher level of concentration.
I have a new outlook, in practice these days. I come out and I play just like it's in a game. I try and play as hard as I can. I look at it as, heck, this is my 4th year. It's a senior year really for me, so I'm trying to, do as much as I can for the team, and then when next year comes, I'll do the same thing.
For some reason, Paul Dorfeld's best performances have come against the Creighton Blue Jays. Last year, he scored 12 points and pulled down 13 rebounds as ISU went on to post a 30-point victory. Well, this year, the outcome may not have been the same, but Dorfeld's statistics were even better. He had 14 points, he was 4 for 5 from the field, and 6 for 8 from the free throw line.
I don't know what it has to do with Creighton. I don't know. I was just real fired up, to go out last night, and I have been, since the break, Christmas break, I've been coming on game by game here, and it just so many opportunities last night to score and the way we were playing, and kind of got taken out of the game by the rest. But other than that, I was playing as hard as I could.
You've played well in both games against Creighton, but do you think that's been your best overall performance, or is there another game that sticks out in your mind?
Like point-wise, it's been better. But as far as, we played a 50-minute game last night, and, I was only in for 23 because of the foul problems. But I'd say, as an overall game, I'd still look back probably at the Purdue game when we played at Purdue.
Cyclone fans will remember that game in West Lafayette for many, many years. In that contest, Paul scored 11 points and pulled down 9 rebounds to help ISU upset Purdue 104-96. Paul is hoping ISU will be able to pull off some big upsets this season. But as the Big 8 schedule kicks into high gear, he knows what lies ahead. A very physical kind of ball game, Big 8 style.
And we get into Big 8, it's going to be even more physical. You go up against Missouri and Oklahoma, and it gets even tougher, and it gets so tough on the road. Every home game's a must-win. And on the road, you just got to, if we could have squeaked that one out K-State, that just would have been a big win for the season. And, road wins are important, and the home games are musts.
So as the Big 8 season revs up, Paul Dorfeld is ready to attack it with a positive attitude, one that he felt was missing last year.
I've just been having a good attitude and a mental attitude before games, getting fired up, and I get out there and I just try to go as hard as I can. And, in the past, I'd really just kind of just post up and take the game nonchalant, as far as the offensive end, where nowadays, I'm really posting strong. I want the ball, and when I get the ball, I'm going to take it to the hole, try and get fouled or get points. And I've been fortunate to be making my shots.
With a look at junior forward Paul Dorfeld, this is Jeff Connor reporting for the Johnny Orr Show.
Good young man. And
Yeah.
he's got another year after this one.
His biggest problem is himself, having confidence in himself. Mark, Paul could be an outstanding player. And he just got to have more confidence in himself. He doesn't think he's any good. That's a problem with
Well,
him.
I'll tell you, he is getting better and better each and every game. Time now to reach into the Reebok shoebox and make one of our lucky viewers a winner. And we'll see which Johnny draws out. We have a letter this week, John, and it comes to us from Ankeny. David Schmitz, I believe it is.
Iowa. Well, they got a good sports program at Ankeny High School.
Ankeny Hawks are doing well.
They're good in everything.
Says, Dear Johnny, do your former players still keep in touch with you by writing or calling? Or in turn, do you call or write your former players? David DeBug Schmitz. I guess DeBug is his nickname.
DeBug, okay. Yeah, David, most of my players keep in touch with me. I keep in touch with them, and we converse and write back and forth and tell each other what we're doing. They want to know how the team's going. I want to know where they're going. We're getting them spread around so much now, it's hard to keep track of them all.
Hornacek's having a great year with Phoenix.
Great year. So is Greer coming on strong and wonderful.
All right, super. David Schmitz, you're a winner. You'll receive a gift certificate for a free pair of Reebok shoes. Welcome back to this week's Johnny Orr Show. Today, a Big 8 rivalry with the Buffaloes.
Tom Miller's got it going, and the Buffaloes are playing very well.
This isn't the same Colorado team, is it?
No, this team will run down the floor. They'll move it. Wise is having a great year. Leading percentage three-point shooter in the league. Van Diver, leading scorer in the Big 8. Morton, Guest, Vaughn, Alley, they're all good players. And this is a good basketball team. Almost beat Oklahoma, killed Kansas State. And they're a good basketball team.
And you went to overtime with the Buffaloes last year here in Ames, and this year they have another ingredient. You were telling me that they like to run the ball. They've got speed now.
They're going to bring it up the floor, and that Morton and Vaughn and Wise can really shoot it. You'll see. We hope we can contain them a little bit.
Then next week you go to Oklahoma, John, and Oklahoma coming off their first loss of the season, and they're always tough at home.
Don't have to say much about them. I mean, I never saw Oklahoma. I saw something. They've airballed 5 straight balls against Kansas State. I've never seen that in my life, and probably never will again, but it'd be nice if they did that against us.
Well, it's an important game today, John. How do you feel about your team and going against Colorado today?
Well, I feel good about my team, and I think we're going to have a great effort. Should be a real exciting game again. I hope the end result's a little better than it was Tuesday night.
And you alluded earlier that we may see a change in the lineup. You don't know yet.
Well, we're not sure yet, but we're going to do that. We're going to decide that in a little while, but I wouldn't be surprised about that.
Best of luck to you. Go get Colorado today.
Thank you very much.
And Oklahoma next week. Well, that's it for the Johnny Orr Show this time around. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. Till then, for the coach, so long, everybody.
This is the Johnny Orr Show. The Johnny Orr Show is sponsored by Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this. Now, here's Mark Matthew and Iowa State head basketball coach, Johnny Orr.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to this week's Johnny Orr Show, and we're about ready to take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers coming up tonight. More about that later, but first of all, let's reflect at 2 great games this past week, John, because your team is really coming on now.
Well, they are, Mark. It makes me feel good. It makes all of us feel good. We played lights out second part of the Colorado game and played a great game, and it was a great effort at Oklahoma against a very good team. I don't think as good an Oklahoma team, though, as I've seen in the past. I don't agree with all the people, but still a very strong team, and it won 39 in a row at Norman. We come right down. We were leading at 5 minutes to play, and then we just made some mistakes at the end. Should have been a 3-point, 4-point game, but doesn't matter because we got to play them again, and that's okay.
And they have to come to Hilton. First of all, John, let's talk about the Colorado game, because you did make some lineup changes in that game. And it seemed to pay off because Phil Kuntz got his start, and he's playing well now.
Well, we started Kuntz so he could help us defensively with Big Van Diver. And he did a good job on him. He did an excellent job, particularly the first half. And then we started Brian Pearson because Justice Thigpen was late. And Brian came in, and he did okay. And Justice came in, and he did okay. So it turned out okay.
Are you set on that lineup now, or is it going to change from game to game? It really seems like whoever starts does well. It looks like 8 people are playing well right now. You're using 8 players and substituting freely.
We have 8 of them, and I don't think we'll start Kirk Baker, although he's playing very well right now. He seems to do better off the bench, you know. And if he could have 18 points and 15 rebounds, why, we'd bring him in off the bench every time.
Didn't miss a shot.
No, that was a great performance. It's just too bad. We've had a couple great performances this year, and we've lost the games. It's just a shame that we didn't win the games. But Pearson, it'll depend on who they're starting, whether he and Thigpen go, and Dorfeld and Baker, and then Kuntz and Big Victor.
Well, let's take a look at the highlights. Last Saturday afternoon, Hilton Coliseum. John, take it away. You watched the game highlights.
Okay.
Tell us what your thoughts are.
Well, there's Kuntz. He put a bank shot in there.
Boy, he's hot.
He's shooting well now. He's got his confidence up, and he's getting in better shape and everything. There's a nice pass from Vic into Kuntz, and he turns around and hits another one. It was a high-low.
Kuntz had 10 points in the ballgame, John. Hit 5 of 8 shots.
Ryan Pearson, he's not shooting as well as he's going to, but he hit a couple. Oh, great move by Vic. Great move by Vic. Vic is great around that basket.
26 points in the ballgame for Victor.
Oh, there's Terry with a 3-pointer. he played super the first half. He played a great game here. He played super the first half against Oklahoma, and then the second half he didn't go as well. There's Kirk. He can shoot that shot, and he's got a nice shot. He's got a lot of confidence right now.
Kirk Baker, a career-high 18 points in this ball game. Terry Woods, 8 of 11 from the field, 2 of 3 from three-point range.
We put a new play in there for Terry, and doggone it, he scored first time. Kunze missed it. We got a rebound. Great rebound by Dorfeld.
Tell you what, you didn't miss many free throws in that ball game, John.
There's Justice. He pops a three-pointer. He has his confidence back now, and he's playing well.
80% from the free throw line.
Oh, a great pass from Wise into
Vander
Diver. How do you call him, Vander? There's a three-pointer. Pearson gets stroking it. He's going to get it yet, man. He's coming awful close now.
Inside.
Oh, great move, see. Kirk's that foul there. He's doing well now.
Kirk Baker hit 8 of 8 at the line.
And a great steal by Terry. Pass through. Might a little travel music there.
But they didn't call it, John. You got one. You finally got a call.
They don't get many, boy. There's a great pass and a great move. Brun from over to Dorfeld.
Dorfeld had a good game here. 15 points. Down court to Vic.
Vic has a nice lead pass to him. And when he runs that floor, boy, has another three-pointer by Terry.
Tell you what, John, you really turned it up here in the second half. You shot 70% in the second half.
Yeah, that's beautiful. We were moving here. We were on fire here, Coach. We had it going.
Alley-oop, Collins misses, Baker misses, but Victor's there.
Man, they whacked that guy, whack him there. See, great hands.
That
Victor.
makes up for the traveling call. They didn't.
Yeah, they didn't call that. There's Justice going to pop from the side. Nice shot. When he's squared up, he can shoot it. He's just a freshman, remember that. Oh, there's... Van Dyre got a lot of points, but he got them when the game was over, a lot of them, too.
Oh,
nice pass. Nice move by Dorfeld. Dorfeld run that floor. Dorfeld is so fast, we just get him going. He misses that. He shouldn't have been. Had a great rebound by Dorfeld.
Oh, nice pass.
Yeah, see, we're playing unselfishly now, and that's what makes us a lot better, I think. We're moving the ball much better. There's a good pass from Terry to Doug. Doug wanted to dunk that, I think. It was a good pass.
In the end, John, big win. Colorado losing something like their 46th in a row.
Oh, yeah, tough time on the road. I don't want them to beat us, but doggone, I feel sorry for Tom Miller. He's got a pretty good team this year, and when you keep losing, we're in that syndrome there for a while, man. Whew, you don't win. You can't get it. That's hard to keep away from when you keep losing.
Well, playing on the road anywhere in college basketball is tough. And in the Big 8 this year, with the talent in this conference, it's really a task.
Yeah, the bottom teams in our league are better than they have been. And you take in the Big 10, Northwestern, and Wisconsin, they can't win at home even. So they're having a lot of problems there.
Well, don't go away. We'll turn back the clock to Oklahoma this past week. The Cyclones gave the Sooners a whale of a battle. We'll have that story when the Johnny Orr Show continues after this timeout. Welcome back to the Johnny Orr Show. Time now to talk about Oklahoma. And, John, you said you were quoted in the newspapers, just ran out of gas?
Well, I think, Oklahoma kept coming at you. And like with 5 minutes to go, we were leading. And then we... got in that syndrome again. We turned the ball over a little bit, but I don't think that was a thing like it has in the past. It's because Oklahoma came on strong, and they killed us on the offensive boards right then. We were beating them on the boards, and all of a sudden they made about 5 or 6 putbacks, and whew, that would hurt us.
Well, they were also mugging you on the press, and a lot of contact.
The first half they were killing us.
A lot of contact wasn't called. Let's take a look at the highlights. Lloyd Noble Center, Norman, Oklahoma, the 9th-ranked Oklahoma Sooners, and Iowa State keeping up with them step for step.
Yeah, that's a nice basket again by Kuntz. There's a three-pointer by Pierce.
Boy, you were hot from three-point range. 5 of 7 first half.
I know. We're getting onto that. We have to do that. Doug Collins make a nice move there.
And he gets the foul. Yeah. Made it a three-point play. Also, you had a great game at the line.
Terry hits that one.
In this ball game, Victor and Terry did not start. A little late for the team meeting in the morning, right?
Yeah, they didn't make the breakfast. But they came in, they played a lot, and they did a good job. They knew they were going to get punished.
Outside, Thigpen doesn't hit it, but Baker,
Baker.
A career-high 15 rebounds. He was everywhere.
Did a good job. Nice pass from Brian to Terry. A nice basket by Terry. There's another nice feed from Brian. Brian had 6 turnovers. There. See, that's doggone it.
6 assists, you mean?
Had 6 assists. Brian did. Let him do that twice on us. There's a
Seems
nice
like defense makes Oklahoma's offense go, but they are always hacking at you, touching you, slapping at you.
They get away with murder down there, man.
They sure do.
But I don't mind that. They're hard players. Look at Vic there. He got fouled, man. Pick that up. Baker's good hands. He's doing it.
He's coming
Kirk's
on.
doing it. Yeah, he's in. You got to be aggressive down there, brother. If you're not, they're going to run you right out of the gym. They'll knock you out of the gym if you're not aggressive.
Halftime, Iowa State led by 1.
You think he got fouled, then he gets a rebound and puts it back in.
He had good second effort.
No, his second half was one of his best he's played, man. Look at Kirk.
Baker, 7 of 7.
Never missed a shot, never missed a free throw. Oh, nice feed. Yeah, they got a steal down there. That was nice.
Terry drew the defense to him, then dished it off.
Look at that move. That's a great move.
Collins.
Yeah. We just turned it over, and they got it to us on the rebounding. That is, Justice makes a good move.
You know, in the game, I think you were dead even in rebounding at the end.
Yeah, we were. We had them down 10 or 11. Oh, there's a nice pass.
First half, you outboarded the Sooners all over the place.
Yeah, we were on them. Good pass, good feed, good bucket by Kirk again. They were bouncing his way.
They don't have a real big team this year, do they?
No. I'd be amazed if they go like they have in the past. I really would. They're tough down there, but well, Missouri, Kansas awful good. See, there they got another one. Look at that. God, he walked it. The first 4 calls in this game, Mark, all made by Eddie Hightower, and they're all wrong calls. We looked at the film 20 times. That was the last basket. See, you know, Tubbs is not a bad person, Mark. He really isn't. He's a competitor and everything, but I like to talk to him. I think he has some things. I don't like the way he plays some of those teams and beats them to death. You can see that they're not like they're averaging 130 points a game down there.
But they don't do that in the Big 8.
No. We should have had them under 100 there and very close to right around 100. But we're up there too, see. Those other teams, they're beating those teams 100 to 60 or 40, you know.
You know, there is a marvelous statistic down there. Oklahoma is 89-0 in games in which they score 100 or more.
Oh, yeah, I believe that. That's a heck of a thing. I mean, Bill's done a great job down there. Yeah, there's no question about that. He's done a super job.
Well, John, time for us to move on because our one-on-one feature is coming up next. And we'll meet a young man that is really playing head and shoulders above his size. Doug Collins, our guest, when the Johnny Orr Show continues after this timeout. Welcome back to this week's Johnny Orr Show. Time now for our one-on-one segment. John, our guest this week, Doug Collins.
Yeah, he's made a real impact on our team. Mark, we brought him here to be a point guard or second guard. Now he's playing a small forward and playing like a big forward.
I'll tell you what, he's only, 6 feet?
6 feet tall.
And he is really jumping.
Yeah, he's quick in there, and he's good around that basket. He's having trouble shooting right now, but I think he's changing his shot, and he shouldn't do that. We're trying to get him not to do that. He's afraid he's going to get it blocked, you know, and stuff. But, boy, he's had some great games for us.
Let's meet him right now. Jeff Connor has his story on this week's one-on-one segment.
Junior college transfer Doug Collins is off to a great start in his first year as a Cyclone. He's averaged over 12 points a game and is the team's #2 rebounder with over 5 boards a contest. He's a versatile player that can handle both the guard and forward positions, but he prefers to spend most of his time at forward.
Well, so far I've been enjoying playing forward because I've been down there. You know, it's not really, basically, from my standpoint, I don't really think it's a forward. It's kind of like a swing person, you know. I help out. I help Terry and Justice out at guard-wise if they need helping out. And, you know, I help Vic and whoever down low on rebounding. So, basically, I'm happy with forward probably right now.
Doug is only 6'1", but he sure can get up above the rim. He can compete for a rebound or take it down for the slam dunk. Doug has the highest vertical jump on the team. He can leap an incredible 35 inches.
I've never really worked on my jumping abilities. You know, it comes from out of high school. You know, I used to run track, and, you know, we used to run a lot of hills and do a lot of running, and it just came naturally.
So far this season, Doug has had several games where he's reached double figures in scoring. He had a career-high 24-point performance on the road at Houston. He scored 22 points on the road against the Drake Bulldogs, and 16 points came against Illinois Chicago. Ironically, his best performances have come on the road.
Yeah, I feel less pressure on the road. You know, you just go out and play. You're not at home, and then, you know, you're playing against another opponents, and you're just trying to beat them. And I just like going out and play hard against other opponents.
Now, your highest point performance so far was at Houston, but which game do you think was your best overall performance?
Well, my best overall performance, I think, probably was at Kansas State. You know, I didn't score as much, but I had, you know, I had a nice rebounding game, and I felt I played defense real well on my man.
Which, in your estimation, is the more difficult rebound, the offensive board or the defensive board?
I think the offense, because, you know, not only your teammates, but the defense going after the ball, too. And the defensive part, it comes easy for me, myself. It's easy.
Someday, Doug hopes to make a career out of teaching others the skills he's learned in playing basketball.
Well, right now, I'm a physical education major to be a teacher and a coach. And I'll probably stick with that so far. You know, I'm having fun with it. I enjoy it.
Got to have patience to work with kids. You got the patience?
Yeah, I have the patience. I enjoy being around kids. You know, I'm an only child myself, and, you know, it just falls in place.
Doug Collins has a happy-go-lucky style about him. He works hard in practice, but always has a smile on his face. And off the court, he enjoys just being able to relax and listen to music.
Well, I like a lot of rap. You know, I like soft, you know, mellow music, you know, like Luther Vandross and that type of music, slow music. I enjoy that. You can always find me in my room at the dormitory, you know, playing music, you know, and that's about it.
Doug is optimistic about the remainder of the Big 8 season, and he says he just wants to contribute any way he can in helping the Cyclones finish on a strong note.
I just want to go out and keep playing hard and keep doing what I have been doing in the past, and I'll be happy with that.
With a look at junior forward Doug Collins, this is Jeff Connor reporting for the Johnny Orr Show.
You know, he does. He smiles all the time.
He's always, I know it. At first I didn't understand him before the games, but he's a dynamic young man. And I'll tell you what, he's got some moves. If he gets a shooting touch back here down the stretch, he's tough to handle, boy.
He did pretty good in the classroom, too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He had a 2.4. You know, that's good out of junior college, Mark. Very good. And I like Doug. You can't help but like him. I think all the guys like all programs.
Time to make somebody else a winner here today, John, if you will. Okay. Reach on in there and grab a letter or a card out of our Reebok shoebox.
Got a yellow one today.
Got a yellow one. And this comes to us from, I believe it's Carl Craig of Des Moines.
Carl Craig.
And we'll see what Carl has to say. It says, hi, Johnny. How many scholarships do we have open for next year? Is there any chance that Robert Johnson or Mark Ball will be back with us? And this is Carol Craig. Carol Craig of Des Moines, Iowa.
Carol, we have 2 scholarships remaining at this time. And we've used 2, have 2 left. And there's always a possibility, depending on what Robert and Mark do for the remainder of the year.
In other words, if they go to junior college and
graduate, there's a possibility they could come back.
All right, very good. Well, Carol, you're a winner, and you'll get a gift certificate for a free pair of Reebok shoes. In just a couple of moments, we're both going to head out to the airport, catch a plane over to Nebraska, and tonight is the night for the Huskers.
Right.
How do you feel about playing the Huskers at Lincoln?
Well, I think if we play the way we've been playing, well, it's going to be a ball game. We're going to be right in it, and hopefully we can do better at the end.
Nebraska tough at home this year, John?
Well, they played Kansas and Missouri there. You know, that's hard. That's tough on them. But they played Kansas. They should have won that game. And they, like us, down at the end, they lost it by 5 points. But they're good there, and they'll cause us a lot of problems.
Coming up Wednesday night, Norm Stewart's #1 ranked Missouri Tigers come to Hilton. This has always been a tough place for Missouri to play.
Well, they had a tough game today out there in Colorado, Coach. They'll have a hard time beating Colorado, I'm telling you. I hope they beat them, and I hope they come in here #1 because I think you'll see the all-time superb effort then.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The fans at Hilton will really be turned on for that one.
Oh, they are.
And, of course, both games, Nebraska tonight, Missouri on Wednesday, on most of these same Cyclone Television Network stations. We're out of time, but we guarantee you one thing. We'll be back next week, same time, same place, with another Johnny Orr Show. So long, everybody.
This is the Johnny Orr Show. The Johnny Orr Show is sponsored by Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this. Now, here's Mark Matthew and Iowa State head basketball coach Johnny Orr.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to this week's Johnny Orr Show. And I know it was a heartbreaking defeat Wednesday night against the Missouri Tigers. But Iowa State did win on the road, John, at Nebraska. You played the #1 team in the nation just as close as you possibly can. This team is improving.
Well, they've improved tremendously, Mark. And the game with Missouri, of course, was a great effort on my team's part. Probably the best we've played this year. Had to play that way in order to stay with them. But we had the opportunity again, and we lost it down the stretch. And you have to give Missouri some credit, too, for what they did. But when you look at the film and everything, why, it's just one of those things that makes you sick.
It certainly does. Anthony Peeler had a great game. Let's talk, first of all, about Nebraska, John. We'll take him in order here. You go over there to Nebraska. They needed a win desperately because they were winless in the Big 8. You knew you had your work cut out for you. The team had to play hard for 40 minutes, and they did just that.
They did, and we won a good victory on the road. Nebraska, they're in need of a victory very badly, and now they're going on the road a couple games. It's going to be very difficult for them. But they have a pretty good basketball team, and our team had just come off another heartbreaking loss, you know, down at Oklahoma, where we played very well. And went over there, and we did a good job and pulled out a victory, and it was a hard-earned victory and a well-deserved one.
Kirk Baker and Phil Kuntz both had tremendous games over there in Nebraska.
They're coming on and playing better and better. They played well again against Missouri. So I feel encouraged about that. The big thing now is the team morale and that sort of thing, mentally, more than anything else, Mark.
When you lose a close one like that to the #1 team in the nation, you certainly are disappointed. What is the attitude of the team right now, John? You got to go on the road again this weekend.
Oh yeah, we're going today, and it's going to be tough. I hope I'm in for a surprise, but I don't expect any great miracles here.
And it's always tough down at Gallagher Iba Arena.
Yeah, it's tough down there, and they have a good team. They just blew Kansas State away, and it's tough down there, but. If we go in there all fired up, like if we'd beaten Missouri, I would say that would have been a great game.
Ooh. Well, I tell you what, let's go to the Devaney Sports Center, Lincoln, Nebraska, last Saturday night. Take a look at what happened in this ball game. Nice feed into Phil Kuntz.
Pearson's playing very well. Kuntz is really playing well. Man, he's playing super. He's just unreal. And I'll tell you what, Mark, Victor's last 2 or 3 performances, last half at Oklahoma and this game here against Missouri have been very good. He's been very, very good, more like the old Victor.
Sort of steady, isn't he?
Yeah, he's coming on now and playing both ends of the floor and doing a good job. Kirk Baker's just been out of sight. Terry Woods had a great game here. This is one of Terry's, probably his best performance, and probably didn't come back against Missouri the way we anticipated because he played so great here and thought he was going to have another super game. You know, mentally that throws you off a little bit. But Kirk there is playing very well and did a good job. Had a great steal by Terry. And look at the big guy trying to catch Terry. That's Big King, 7'2".
Iowa State up by 6 then. And Brian Pearson is really getting his stroke going now.
Yeah, we expected him to get going much quicker. And we just felt all the time that he was going to go, and he just had trouble. That was a nice move by Terry and a good pass to Dorfell.
Up by 10 at halftime, John. That was certainly an unexpected surprise. Second half, you kept right with them.
Yeah, they caught us, and then we bounced back and went at him again. We've done that now several times. We haven't just floppoed. And we did it against Missouri. They went ahead. A beautiful pass by Terry Woods. And he was really on the ball over there. He had a great game and really did a job.
Get a breakaway here. Richardson for the jam. And all of a sudden, John, you were down by 1. The 10-point lead was gone.
Yeah, I went away in a hurry. And we come back. As Justice, he is a nice little jumper. He's had a couple of good games back-to-back.
Starting to hit again.
Terry hits a little three-pointer.
Almost an NBA three-pointer.
Yeah.
And
There's
then look at
another
this
one.
And draws
He
the
got-
foul. Iowa State up by 6 right then. And then, watch Victor Alexander. Big
that
block
was a big
there.
play, big
Collins ahead to Woods.
Yep, that was good.
Good fast break.
There we got into Justice. Oh, beauty to Kirk.
Oh.
Duncan, he got fouled.
Baker's going hard to the hoop, isn't he?
Yeah, he's playing well at both ends of the court now.
Now, coming up, watch Pearson here.
Oh,
Nice
beautiful.
feed.
Oh, yeah. Pearson has been very steady. He hasn't shot well until just recently, but he's been very steady. There's a nice pass. Justice used his head and bang.
Waits for Dorfeld for the jam. Iowa State wins it on the road. 91-83, Devaney Sports Center, Lincoln, Nebraska. And even though they had those T-shirts out there about the Dead Dog Alley, Danny, he gave you one of those
Yeah,
before.
I got one of them now, yeah.
You got to watch what you say over there.
Oh, that's all right. I didn't say anything bad about them. I said they were good. But usually they're like Dead Dog Alley here, you know. They never say anything, but they're fired up over there now.
Well, John, congratulations on the road win. We're going to take time out right now, and we'll be back in just a moment to talk about the big game. The Missouri Tigers, ranked #1 in the nation, and the Cyclones came so close. Don't go away. Sitting here checking the stats of the Missouri game. First of all, John, you hit 5 more baskets than Missouri. That's 10 points to your advantage. But then you go to the free throw line only 13 times. Missouri goes there 26 times.
That's an amazing statistic.
What happened to that home court advantage?
Oh, yeah, there's no home court advantage there.
They make 23 free throws. You make 9.
That's the difference in the game.
They win the ball game at the line.
Yeah.
14
well,
points.
That's what they won the game, Coach. And there's anything to do about that, not fouls much.
Whew. John, you shot lights out. Missouri's been holding opponents to about 45%. You shoot 65% for the game.
Yeah, we shot well, and we had great shooting efforts from almost all our players. We didn't have a single player shoot real poorly. But we turned it over too many times down the stretch.
Anthony Peeler, he's a hard player to match up with, isn't he?
Right. We did an excellent job on him at the end of the game.
Double teaming.
No, we just played Doug Collins on him, and he did a great job. He denied the ball and everything, except a couple of times he drove in there, and they called us for blocking him. And I looked at the films. I didn't agree with that at all, but we really did a good job down the stretch on him. Now, he had a great night, and he's a great player.
He leans in when he shoots and draws that foul, sort of like Derek Chiva shoots.
Oh, yeah, and the thing about it, you know, they never called him one single time on that. I mean, nothing. And Dorfeld had a great block on him, and then he took a charge on him, and he got called both times, Dorfeld did. And they were very critical times because it was we were 2 points ahead of him, and he drove in there, and Dorfeld took the charge, and he missed the basket. And we got the rebound, and they called a foul on Dorfeld, and that's when he tied the game up.
Yep. Let's take a look at the highlights right now because Hilton Coliseum was packed to the rafters, and it was loud. The #1 team in the nation coming to play the Cyclones, and what a game. And Phil Kuntz, what a game he had, a career-high 20 points.
That was a great game. But here we had a bad pass. Doug wasn't with it right in the early going for some reason. I don't know if he was nervous or what, but he wasn't really on. There's Pearson's first
Boy, he was with it.
He got it going, had 5 three-pointers, 15 points, a career high for him. And there's Terry, makes a great pass to Doug.
Perfect pass.
Super. And we played lights out to Mark, and you got to remember, there's another one. That's an NBAer, and he got fouled.
Look at Norm Stewart. He's checking with the coaches saying, hey, who's this Brian Pearson?
Yeah.
He never told me about him.
We should have taken the charge there, and we didn't. And that was a bad move on our part.
Iowa State still up by 2.
Kuntz, what a move he made there.
Needed that one, John. You were down 7. That cut it to 5.
Did it? Well, I wasn't worried in there to go. Oh, there, Kurt Baker hits a great shot there, and he gets fouled. Doggone, Kirk missed both of his free throws. That hurt us. There's another great basket by Kuntz.
Phil Kuntz is playing absolutely unbelievably right now.
He's getting his confidence back. There's Victor. Now, see, they could have called a foul on Victor there. They didn't call it. But that's only 1 for us and about 8 for them. They jumped out. That's right before the half. See, Doug, he just Doggone, didn't use his head there.
Go to the halftime locker room. Down 4, John. 45-41. Your thoughts then?
Well, I figured we were in the game, and I knew we were going to come out second half and play well because we had played well. Boy, we come out shooting. Victor hit, well, I think we hit our first 6 or 7 shots the second half. There's a nice. Terry come back and got going, gave us a lift there, and now we're going pretty good.
Well, the fans were into it.
Beautiful pass and great basket by Vic off the press. There's Justice. Goes into Kuntz.
Kuntz.
Bing. And he got fouled on that play. You could hear him get slapped. There's a great shot by Terry.
Up 5-4.
We're coming on now. We know it's going to be a game now, and that was a good thing there. Saved it. Kirk Baker did, and Kuntz knocked it in.
Game tied, 67-all right there.
Yeah.
And then Pearson, three-pointer from the corner. Iowa State up by 1, 70-69.
Dang, there's another one. Pearson was on, and I think he's going to do that consistently. There's a beautiful shot by
Doug Collins.
A three-pointer, and Bing just in there again. But it's down the wire now. I mean, there's a nice shot by Justice. And we're playing now. We have the confidence now. We know that we can play with them, and we're really playing with them. We just...
Now, Peeler with 2 more free throws, ties it up.
There's the play.
1:18 left. And then Ford with a jumper. You had 4 seconds.
Yeah, they could have called a foul on that, but they didn't. And, yeah, got it. Well, that's the way it goes. But we did not want to call timeout there. We want to get it up the court as quickly as we can, and we thought our chances for making a basket were much better than if we had called timeout.
And by the time Thigpen had his hands on the ball, the clock
was over. Yeah,
so
Terry should have taken it on and shot it. Yeah.
Would you have preferred that he shot the three-pointer?
Oh, sure. Take a chance. He might have made it, banked it in, done something there. He could tell everything was going to happen to it, and a little nervous.
Well, I tell you what, John, it was a tremendous ball game.
Well, it was a great basketball game, and we're just sorry. I'm sorry for our fans and for my team that they didn't win. They deserved to win, and they didn't win. They played so hard and played so well.
But when you think back at the start of the season, look how far you've come.
Oh, we've come a long way. We're a good basketball team now, Mark, but our record isn't any good, and a game like this would have been a big thing for us.
Well, I tell you what, the days will get brighter, and the sun will come up. Don't go away. We'll be back with more of the Johnny Orr Show, and we'll have our one-on-one segment. We'll look at Norman Brown, a young man that has been injured. How's he progressing? You'll find out next. Welcome back to this week's Johnny Orr Show. Time now for our one-on-one segment, and our guest is Norman Brown, a man that's really had some adversity this year.
Oh, he's had hard luck. We redshirted him. He played real well. I thought he was going to come on this year, and doggone, he dislocates his shoulder. He's had a tough time.
And he also had recent surgery. Jeff Cotter has his story. So let's meet Norman Brown.
Norman Brown has been at Iowa State for 3 seasons, but he is still waiting for his moment in the spotlight. Norman had limited playing time his freshman season, and last year he decided to redshirt. This year he suffered a dislocated shoulder which forced him out of action before the season even started.
Well, I was worried about playing this year, but what really was going through my mind is, you know, I had to sit out for my 3rd straight year, and I wouldn't get to play till next year.
After sitting out the first 7 games, Norman did see action against Indiana, Illinois, Chicago, Kansas State, and Davidson. But then more bad news for Norman Brown. He re-injured his shoulder in practice, and this time it took surgery to correct it.
Well, the first time I injured it, you know, I thought I could just look over it and keep playing, but it started nagging me in practice, and, you know, the second time it came out, I knew something had to be done.
Dr. Mark Broderson performed the surgery on Norman to correct his injury, and he explained what was involved.
This is a new technique that's we've just been doing now for the last 4 months, and we've had very good success with that. It allows us to go ahead and repair the capsule without having to cut through the muscle. And that is what usually causes most of the downtime or rehabilitation time is to recover the strength of the muscle in the front of the shoulder. And what happened when he dislocated his shoulder was that the ball slipped out and sat here in the front. The trainer pulled things back into place, but that left a looseness of the capsule in the front. And again, the second time it went out like that as well. And so what we did was came in and we sutured on the inside to tighten things up along the front to prevent that ball from wanting to slip forward.
How long will this probably take him to recover before he is fully 100% back to normal?
I think that it'll take him at least 2 months before the shoulder will be stable enough that he'll start to undergo a good, strong rehabilitation program, and then probably even another several months after that before he's going to want to try and go up against Victor and start blocking shots again.
It was pretty much what they told me, but the pain was bad. I felt terrible when I came out, but you know, it's all for the good. So I gotta wait another summer, but that's just another summer I have to work harder and get myself more in condition and get my shoulder straight so I can play next year.
Norman feels one of the most successful ways he can bring himself back into top shape is to participate in summer basketball leagues.
Yes, they have a lot of NBA players, and you can improve a lot, you know, just by watching them and playing with them.
Norman Brown can't wait to get on the court next season, but in the meantime, he says even though he's sidelined, it's still not a total waste.
Oh, yeah. These last 2 years, my redshirt year and this year, I've learned a lot just by sitting, but, you know, I think I'll be all right.
Norman Brown may be down, but he's certainly not out. This is Jeff Connor reporting for the Johnny Orr Show.
Young man's not going to give up, is he?
No, and you hate to see anybody. I hate to see anybody hurt. You know, any young man get injured. Hopefully, Norman's going to have a complete recovery, and hopefully he'll work hard and get an opportunity next year.
Start over from scratch next year again. Better luck to Norman Brown next season. John, time to reach in the Reebok shoebox and draw out a card or a letter from one of our, lucky viewers.
Okay.
And find out who we got this week. Anyone else?
Got a card. Whoa, Muscatine melon there, man.
Must be from Muscatine then, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's hope so anyway. No, it says postmark Rock Island, Illinois.
Well,
but they are from
Muscatine, yeah.
And it's Robert Dooland, I believe it is. He says, John, many schools have had foreign basketball players. Georgetown, LSU, Illinois, to name a few. Has Iowa State ever tried to recruit overseas?
No, we've never tried it. We've gotten letters, you know, and everything, but we've never personally gone overseas to get a guy. We've heard about different players, and Bill Bergen has put us on to several players. But there's a lot of complications involved in it, and we've just never done it. I think if we could find a great player over there, we might take it. I have nothing against that or anything, but I think there are enough good players here.
Robert Dooland, Muscatine, Iowa. You're this week's winner. You'll receive a gift certificate for a free pair of shoes. On the road again for Johnny Orr and the Cyclones today down in Stillwater, Oklahoma, Gallagher-Iba Arena. Tough place to win, John.
Well, it's a nice place now. They fixed it all up. It's tough because they're good. And the whole thing will be our reaction coming off the Missouri loss. If we come in here today with a good attitude and really take it to them, it should be another great game. And hopefully down the wire we can do a little better job.
Wednesday night, Oklahoma Sooners at Hilton. What do you look for in that?
Well, we just played them, got to play them again. And they're not even thinking about that game yet, Mark. They're good, and we just go game to game. And we'll give a good effort, I guarantee you that game.
Well, I tell you what, John, the team is certainly coming on, and the future looks bright, especially when you consider all but one of the starters or one of the 8 players are all juniors. We'll see what happens. Good luck to the Cyclones today at Stillwater. Oklahoma next Wednesday at Hilton here on the Cyclone Network. Till then, for the coach, Mark Matthews saying have a good week. So long, everybody.
This is the Johnny Orr Show. The Johnny Orr Show is sponsored by Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this. Now, here's Mark Matthew and Iowa State head basketball coach Johnny Orr.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to this week's Johnny Orr Show. It's been a tough week for the Cyclones, but I'll tell you one thing, you're certainly getting your money's worth. The Cyclones have lost 8 games this season by a total of 28 points, and 2 thrillers again this week, John.
Yeah, we had a couple dandies, and we're playing well, but we're not quite good enough to beat them, Mark. But my team's effort's great, and I think they're playing up to their capacity, just about all of them. Some of them a little beyond that. But the teams we're playing are very good, and we're having a tough time putting them away at the end.
Let me ask you a question. Everybody said that the Big 8, Big 10, a lot of conferences for that matter of fact, is a senior league. And here you are playing with one senior out there, a lot of juniors and so forth. That has to have somewhat of an effect on the outcomes of the games.
There's no question about that. Look at Kansas' team. Most of their players are 5-year guys, and they're playing well together, and they're strong because they make very few mistakes. And even when they make mistakes, like Oklahoma, I could show you in the film where they had more turnovers than we did, and they made a lot of mistakes. But down the stretch, they didn't make many mistakes, and we seem to make them down the stretch more than we do really during the game.
Missouri, the #1 team in the conference, 3 of their starters are 23 years old.
Oh yeah, well it makes a difference. No question about that.
And all of these players are going to be back next year except Terry.
That's right.
It's got to pay some dividends, John.
Oh, I think it will. And this team here, you're still going to hear from this team, I think, before it's over.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to take you down to Stillwater, Oklahoma last Saturday afternoon. The Cyclones were in that one all the way until a big play at the end, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. But give us your thoughts on this game, John.
Well, we went in there, and we were worried because we had the great loss, the heartbreaking loss to Missouri, and then went down there to Okie State, which they're a good basketball team, and it's tough in there. But we played, came out a little flat and then came on strong. And that little guy there, Alexander, he had a great game against us. And Justice had a good game for us there. He played very well.
Oklahoma State was really packing it inside on him.
Oh, yeah, they're going to Houston. And then, boy, Terry Woods, he bombed that one out there. There we got a nice basket here. We got a nice play here.
Collins to Thigpen for the lay-in.
Oh, good one, good one. But this was a dinger, and you'll see it's going right down to the end and a very critical call in the game.
Oh,
beautiful
pass.
We're moving. See, we're playing so much better than we were before.
This team is really playing well on the road, too, isn't it?
Best I've ever had a team since I've been to Iowa State to play on the road, but we can't win the game.
Second half, Terry Woods really caught fire.
18 points and played extremely well. He just really got going, and I was tickled at that scene. There's a great basket by Justice on the baseline.
Justice had a good game there. Justice seems to play better on the road than he does at home.
That's Jeffries there, Coach. And he had a good second half also for them.
Monster dunk there. And then here's Baker
Kirk.
off the glass.
Yeah, nice basket by Kirk. He's doing a good job.
Coming down the stretch now, about 6 minutes left in the ball game. And Woods takes the jumper and drills it home.
Yeah, he just missed a three-pointer there.
But then on the other end, watch Jeffries.
Yeah, they didn't pass the ball. We didn't rotate down. But that was a good play. They made a good play.
Great feed right there.
Great feed by Terry to Brian Pearson there. We're right in the game. Our crowd's in the game, our team, rather.
Woods in the lane. 18 in the game, 15 second half, 5-point game coming down to the wire. 1:30 left. Pearson with a three-pointer.
He's shooting them now.
Now, here is really a controversial call. Watch this. Ooh, did he get decked? Let's see it in slow motion.
Coach, this made me sick.
Came at the wrong time, John.
Yeah.
You were really upset by that call.
Well, see, that should have been a foul on them, boy. And then we should have been shooting two free throws instead of them. And that put us out of the game.
That took a 4-point deficit, turned it into 6. And then time ran out.
That put us out of the game.
In the end, 78-86. Actually, the game a lot closer than the final score indicated.
Well, they
it
scored
was
at the end.
Nip and tuck all the way.
Just like Oklahoma game, it was a one-point game. But you got to either just lose by one or try to foul and hope they miss and get a victory.
Aren't getting any breaks, are you?
Not too many. And missed a free throw. Having a tough time right now. But like I say, if my team wasn't playing hard, I'd really be upset. I'm upset as it is, but I'm not mad at my team or anything because I think they're playing about as well as they can play.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to talk about the Oklahoma game, Hilton Coliseum last Wednesday night. We'll have that story next on the Johnny Orr Show after this time out. Where'd you get that sweater?
I got that from Bowers.
It's pretty sharp.
Oh, boy, that's a nice.
Cyclone Supreme.
That is, and Craig Milholland gave me that sweater.
John, we were talking right now about how your team plays down the stretch. And the stretch is when you really can't make mistakes. And you said earlier, seniors probably don't do that.
Yeah.
But right now, that's what's killing you.
Right. Like every team makes mistakes and everything. And you can look at the Oklahoma, if we broke it down here for the people, we could show them where they turned, you know, had bad plays and everything. But in the last 3 minutes of the game, we made 4 or 5 bad judgments. And there are things that I think with experience and more experience, you would make those things.
Let's take a look at the highlights. Maybe you can point some of these things out, John, right now. Hilton Coliseum Wednesday night. The Oklahoma Sooners come in ranked 13th in the country. Touchdown pass to Collins.
See, that's a terrible mistake defensively there by Colorado. I mean by Oklahoma. I mean, it is. And there, that's a terrible mistake by us there. Terry Woods could have stepped over there and taken that charge.
Victor Alexander misses a free throw right here, but you get a 3-point play. Victor was pretty hot at the line.
10 of 12, he did a good job. See, he could have taken another charge there, see. Doug Collins could have taken a charge there.
I don't know if Dorfeld could every time it's on him.
Yeah, I know
it's
it.
Bad luck. He gets the calls the wrong way.
Dorfeld hit that one. Dorfeld played a strong game.
Sure did.
Missed a free throw. If he made that free throw, he'd have won the game, but that's the way it goes.
Victor?
Yeah.
Took him a while to get going in this game.
Yeah, he didn't shoot well, and then we made a couple bad
Boy, this man is on.
He got him. When they went in that zone, he blew him out.
Tied a career high, 15 points for Brian Pearson, and he is really getting his stroke going.
Yeah, he's got it now, and hope he keeps it the rest of the year. But besides that, he's playing well, too. I mean, he's doing a good job otherwise.
Now, Collins, breakaway, nobody there to stop him, and he slams it home.
That was a good play.
Iowa State up by 4 in the first half. Then, down come the Sooners. Henry, 3-point range.
Yep, see, he got down there, and we didn't get back.
Now, time running out. Brian Pearson off balance here, but he gets the bounce.
Yeah. Well, when you're shooting well, you get those. There's no question about that.
Iowa State went to the halftime locker room up by 2. How'd you feel, John?
Oh, I felt we were in a game. I knew it was going to be a game then. Start the game, I didn't know. See, Terry Woods, that's what he's got to do, is pull up and shoot that shot. He's got a great shot. When he drives in there, he can't do that. Nice pass to him to Vic.
Terry Woods has been sluggish in the first half, past couple of games. Went scoreless in the first half of Oklahoma.
Oklahoma State, too, I think. Maybe 3 points he hit there. And they hit a 3-pointer there.
Nice feed.
Good Collins. Good basket and a foul.
Draws the foul.
Doug played. He had a wrist, hurt his wrist in the first half, and he played. There's a great pass by Doug.
Oh.
And he passed that right-handed. He's left-handed, and he hit Kuntz perfectly.
Terry Woods got run over there, and nothing called. Unbelievable.
Oh, that was unbelievable. That's right.
And there's 2 points.
Oh, man, that was unbelievable.
Victor
that was a great
traffic.
basket again by Vic.
Victor again.
Here's a heck of a basket. 3, got no foul there. You believe that? But that's it.
Pearson?
No, we needed that. That was Terry. Now Pearson vomits. Yep.
3-pointer.
We needed that one. I think that tied it up.
5 3-pointers in the game. But here's the play right here. Collins misses the second.
I can't believe they called intentional foul.
Yeah, either.
You know? Yeah.
But they do.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
And they put their best free thrower on the line.
Yeah, well, when that happened to us, that really hurt us.
Game was out of control here.
Done, man. We had no chance then.
Final score, 86-81. And Billy Tubbs does it again.
Yeah, well, it was a great game, and like I was proud of my kids' effort. They gave a great effort, and you're going to see the best today.
Kansas.
You see Missouri and Oklahoma, and you're going to see the best today, Coach.
Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later on, but right now we're going to take time out. When the Johnny Orr Show continues, on our one-on-one segment this week, we'll meet the assistant coaches of the Cyclone staff. Some gentlemen that have certainly done a great job this year in bringing the Cyclones a long way. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Kansas is going to win the conference?
I think so.
That's who you're picking right now. Leonard Hamilton said last week that the Iowa State Cyclones are improving so quickly that you might, and he figures you to be a finalist in the Big 8 tournament.
Well, we could be. I think my team's really improving. Whew. We're just running all the good teams here.
If you look back over the year, John, you've made tremendous progress with this
Yeah,
team.
we have. And
it's been a good coaching job.
Well, and my staff very professional, and they do a good job. There's no question about that.
Let's say we visit with some of them right now.
Good idea.
This week, instead of a player on our one-on-one segment, we're going to meet the Iowa State assistant coaches. Jeff Connor has the story.
Has 4 assistant basketball coaches, all of whom are vital in making Cyclone basketball a success. Jim Hallahan is in his 8th year with Coach Orr at Iowa State, and he pretty much oversees all aspects of the program, everything from on-the-floor coaching to administrative responsibilities. But it's a role that he truly enjoys.
It's not any one thing. It's just whatever I can do to supplement Coach Orr and to make his job a little easier, to free him up, to give him time to do some of the things he needs to do, because he's such a PR person in the state, and it's so important that he's out there with the people a lot, so when he's gone, everything has to keep rolling along.
Coach Hallahan says the biggest changes he's witnessed while being a college coach has been the addition of the three-point shot and the 45-second clock.
It's become a much more wide-open game, and I think that's where you're seeing some of these tremendous scores now, because now with the 45-second clock and a three-point shot, and you get athletes to play at a speed which they can play now, then just phenomenal things happen.
Rick Wesley has been with Johnny Orr since he came to Iowa State in 1981, and he too takes part in all aspects of the coaching, but his primary role is recruiting.
You know, that's something I have my mind on all the time, and it's something that's vital to our program, and so, you know, it's an important responsibility to know the players, know who we want to go get, know our needs, know who's available, how they're doing, that type of thing. So I spend a great deal of my time on the recruiting angle. Also, I'm very involved with the on-the-floor coaching and the practices, and also in the game, just in terms of what's going on out there and any suggestions I might have.
In regards to recruiting, one thing that Coach Wesley is quick to point out is how enjoyable it is to be able to promote a program that is as solid and successful as Iowa State's.
The good thing about Iowa State is that we don't have any aspect of our program that we're not proud of. We think we've got a great school academically. We've got tremendous facilities. We've got unbelievable support from our fans. So all those things are just tremendous.
Steve Krafsison is in his 3rd season as an Iowa State assistant coach. His primary role is scouting the opposition. He spends countless hours in front of a big screen TV making the necessary notes to help Coach Orr build up the right game plan. Krafsison had a successful career playing for the Iowa Hawkeyes, and he agrees that his playing experience has enabled him to be a better coach when it comes to teaching the fundamentals.
Just got to work on little things like, you know, rebounding and any kind of little advantage you can have, and I try and look at their footwork and things they do in their body positioning that just may help them out just a little fraction of an inch. That may be the difference between a, you know, basket and getting a block. So I think experience does help me, because from playing in the post and playing inside.
Coach Orr's 4th assistant coach is Jeff Sesker. He's in his 2nd year as a graduate assistant, and he has 2 main responsibilities.
My biggest thing probably in coaching is the film exchange. I do all the film exchange. We exchange films with other teams so that we can scout from them. They've given me the opportunity to go on a couple trips, scouting trips to scout teams, which Coach Krafsison does most of it. Then I'd monitor study tables, check classes once in a while, and a little bit on the court coaching, but it's mostly just a learning experience. And then the second aspect of my job is to go to class as a grad assistant, go to grad classes, which is a great opportunity to get my master's degree, and I think that'll help me in any career I choose.
Jim Hallahan, Rick Wesley, Steve Krafsison, and Jeff Sesker. 4 quality coaches that work together to achieve one major goal, and that is to make Cyclone basketball the best that it can be. This is Jeff Connor reporting for the Johnny Orr Show.
Great group of coaches, very hardworking and dedicated young men.
Yeah, super guys and very professional. Good coaches and good guys. That's a nice thing.
Well, like I said, John, also a great year of coaching this year, because you are bringing this team along.
Yep, and it could turn into a great thing if we still got time, Coach.
All right, thing. Tell you what, it's time to make one of our viewers a winner right now. If you'll reach into the Reebok shoebox, pull out a letter or postcard, and of course we ask postcards preferably, but we got a letter.
Big letter.
Got a big envelope here.
Where's that guy from?
Well, this is from Norwalk, Iowa, and it's Tim Tomatish, I believe it is. Tomatic. See if I can read it in here any better. Tumatic, I believe it is. Hope we're not mispronouncing your name, Tim. Anyway, it says, Dear Johnny, since you come from Michigan to Iowa State, do you now have any regrets from changing from a Big Ten to a Big 8 team? And which do you think is a tougher conference?
Well, Tim, I'll tell you, I have absolutely no regrets whatsoever coming to Iowa State and Ames, Iowa, and the Big 8 conference. I don't think there's any difference in them, really. They have 10 schools and we have 8. But I think the competition is tremendous, and I think they're both great leagues. They have great coaches, and they have great players. And I'm just honored to be one of them.
And right now, the Big 8, obviously, sitting there with the top 2 teams in the country.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Got to have the edge right now.
Well, they got the edge.
Tim, you're a winner. And, of course, today it is a big game at Hilton Coliseum, a 3 o'clock start for the Cyclones against the number 2 ranked Kansas Jayhawks. And as you alluded to earlier, John, you think they're the best in the Big 8.
I think they're the best in the country. I think this is the best basketball team in the United States. And next time they meet Missouri at Lawrence, I think they'll prove that.
How is your team going to bounce back from this tough week you've just endured against the Jayhawks now?
They'll have to bounce back to keep them being embarrassed, because this team could kill you. Whew, man, they're dynamite. They are just an outstanding team, and we'll have to play lights out to hang in the game.
Next week, you go to Colorado. I think it's Tuesday night on the road.
Right.
Colorado hasn't won in 49, 50 games on the road, but boy, at home, they're a different team.
They're probably a little better at home, but we've got to go out there and play. If we play like we've been playing here, we'll beat Colorado. If we don't, then we'll be in trouble.
How do you look at the stretch now, down towards the end of the conference season, and you're hoping to get, what, 4th or 5th in the Big 8?
Oh,
is that what you think?
Yeah, if we get 4th or 5th, I think that'd really help us in the tournament. Give us a shot. You got to get over that first game in that tournament, and I think we'd have a chance then if we get over that first game on a neutral floor. I'm not afraid to play any team in our league.
John, let me ask you a question here. This past week there was some controversy down at Drake University, and you had some comments about that in your post-game show Wednesday night at Hilton Coliseum. What's your thoughts on the Drake situation?
Well, I'm not all familiar with it, but from what I've seen, I'm a coach, and I don't like to see any coach dismissed because of his players. And I think that had they been on top of things, this could have been stopped a couple weeks ago. It never had to go as far as it did, and to me, the administration made a terrible error there, and they've done a coach a tremendous injustice.
Well, we certainly wish Eddie Fields and Tom Benamarco the very best, and the Drake Bulldogs also. And we wish the Cyclones a lot of luck today against the Kansas Jayhawks.
Well, we're going to need the luck, but we'll battle them, and it's going to be a dinger, Coach.
All right. Well, don't forget, next week we'll be right back here to talk about another couple of games against Kansas and Colorado. That game Tuesday night will be televised on the Cyclone Network. Until then, on behalf of Coach Orr, hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for joining us again, everybody. So long for now.
The Johnny Orr Show is sponsored by Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this. Now, here's Mark Matthew and Iowa State head basketball coach Johnny Orr.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to this week's Johnny Orr Show. And luckily, we have a show this week, John. I didn't think you guys were going to get home from Colorado.
Well, we had a tough time, you know. We got on that plane, got out on the thing, had to come back, had to push the plane back in the hangar, got off the plane, got on and shuttled back to the thing, then got back out there again, had to sit in the plane for 30 minutes. Finally got the air runways cleared, and we took off, got home at 5 in the morning.
5 o'clock in the morning after the Colorado.
Yeah, we had a tough trip. That was a tough trip. It was a bad game. It was a bad trip.
You know, the trip was sort of indicative of the way we played out there also.
I think somebody was telling us something there. You know, we deserved that.
John, let's first of all reflect to a week ago. I don't think Hilton Coliseum has ever been louder than it was when the Jayhawks came to play.
They get fired up. I think more for the Jayhawks than anybody. They get fired up for the Iowa Hawks, and they get fired up for Missouri. But I think the biggest is the Jayhawks when they come to town. And our fans were great, everyone, and our team was great. And they were very good, and it was a heck of a basketball game. It was just another one of those hard luck finishes.
Gave them a battle down to the final 2 minutes, and then a few costly mistakes.
Yep, we just made a couple of errors there. We were in it right up until the final, really, the final 5 seconds.
Let's take a look at the highlights right now. Last week, Hilton Coliseum. John, if you will, give us your thoughts on the game as we look at some of the key plays in the game.
Well, that was a great pass, and a nice pass from Victor to Terry Woods. We really moved there. Kuntz Boom. Oh, another great pass from Doug. That's the second one in a row.
Shot 63% first half, John.
Yeah, we were on the ball. We were mentally alert and ready to play the game. That was good hits. Coons hits Doug, and Doug shoots. Doug just got to shoot that in instead of trying to take it into the basket. There's out of bounds play. We work. Good. Dorfeld playing pretty well right now, better as well as he's ever played here.
He had a great game here. This may have been his best game of his career.
Yeah, he played great here. Ooh, nice basket there. Pearson had a good game against Kansas. A good game. That was a beauty. Terry Lewis.
Nice fade.
Back cut him, and he hit him there for a nice bucket. Doug. There's a three-pointer. Boom. You hit that, baby. There's Pritchard, boy. He popped one, too. He's a good player. Kevin Pritchard, a good player. Oh, Terry. But we got the rebound.
Victor fighting hard.
Got it in. There's a bad shot by Terry there.
Alexander had a dozen rebounds in the ball game. He was going hard to the board.
No, that was a good bucket.
But Kansas, just every one of their players just shoots so remarkably well.
And they couldn't shoot against Missouri.
Right before halftime, big three-pointer for Doug Collins, but you were trailing by 7 at intermission.
Yeah, it didn't bother me. I knew it was going to be a game. That was a beautiful pass.
Nice feed.
Basket.
Second half, John, you sort of struggled from outside, shooting only 36%.
The thing, though, that made up the difference for us, he went right by Vic. His only basket of the game, though. We out-rebounded him. We really boarded. Vic missed again, but he did a good job and got it back and got fouled.
Out-rebounded Kansas 38-30 for the entire game.
That's great.
And Mrs. Oro was really on fire there, too.
Fired up. Vic missed an easy one again. Never seen Vic miss as many easy shots as he's missing now. He just kind of, Funko. There's a great basket.
Boy, Pritchard's is an outstanding guard.
Well, Terry trailed him, and of course, he's just not trailing anybody. He's a pretty good guy.
Inside, Dorfeld, nice move.
Nice bucket and nice basket. Nice shot.
Even
Dorfeld
outside.
Hit that one, too. Dorfeld right now is playing with great confidence.
Dorfeld in the ball game. Super job, 15 points.
Great pass there. Kirk from Pearson. There's Justice. That's a big basket, Coach. Justice not feeling well. He's been sick,
Victor doesn't get it.
But there's Kirk Baker. Puts her back in. Boy, he did. Kirk, we were all good in this game. Everybody played. Shot that a little too quickly. See, we had 10 seconds to go, and that's just inexperience. And then put him up by 5. That was a clincher there.
That was the ball game. Yeah. And the final score, 88-83, a 5-point deficit. And, John, I think you're something like 1-8 this season in games that you've lost by 5 or less points.
Yeah, we've lost a lot of them, Mark. It's just hard to figure out, really, and understand how we keep doing it.
Didn't show that wild play there. Kansas got a 4-point play on you.
Yeah, well, we don't want to say anything about that, That's
supposedly one player fouls the shooter and somebody else fouls somebody else at the same time, right?
I saw down at when we were at Oklahoma. I watched the girls' game, the tail end of Oklahoma State. I saw a referee really cheat that Oklahoma State down there. It was unbelievable. And give them a 5-point play. And it's the worst thing I've ever seen, man. And they still couldn't win.
Well, John, you were happy with the way your team played against Kansas. But as you looked ahead, you saw Colorado looming in the distance, a road game. And you knew after these close, successive losses, it was going to be tough to play at Colorado.
Oh, yeah, I knew. Sooner or later, you come so close and you don't get any victories, Coach. It's very difficult, and we're in a very difficult time right now. If we had won one of those games where we've been sky high, and we go out and play Colorado, terrible basketball game. They didn't play very good either, and lose badly, and had no crowd. It was a bad situation, and we deserve to get beat.
Well, I tell you what, as hard as it is going to be for you to sit here and look at the film again on that game, we'll do that. We'll take a look at the Iowa State-Colorado game last Tuesday night, Boulder, Colorado, when the Johnny Orr Show continues after this timeout. Just sitting here talking about the Colorado game. Out at Boulder, Colorado, they had 1,400 fans. An all-time record low crowd for Colorado. And most of those fans were from Iowa State.
Yeah, probably 500 of them, or 600 of them from Iowa State. Yeah, that's a sick place, boy, in basketball.
You know, both teams needed a win in this ball game, John, but neither team really gathered much momentum in the early going. Let's take a look at the highlights right now, and we'll talk about this game as we go along. This game was never more than about a 5 or 7 point spread the entire first half. Finger roll by Collins.
A nice pick by Kuntz.
2-2 tie. Then Dorfeld comes up with a long jumper, and again it's tied. It was tied about 7 times in the first 7 minutes.
Both hanging on, not really aggressive. And I used to play basketball. You got a chance to play a dog. You really went to work. But that isn't the case with our team. Oh, that's a little foul there, man. Holy cow, they fouled our guy there.
Got Dorfeld right in the face.
Yeah.
Then inside, Vandiver.
He played a good game.
Had a great game.
That kid had a super game. He had 19 rebounds and 26 points. That is a great basket by Dorfeld. I was glad to see that. That shows some...
Slam, bam, jam, and Iowa State trailing by 3. Woods then, double pump jumper.
That was a nice basket.
Still down by 3. Playing catch-up most of the first half here. Just couldn't turn the corner, John. Woods outside.
Nice bucket. Nice in and out there from our man Kirk.
That cut it to 1. And then Thigpen pulls up. Hits the jumper. Iowa State up by 1, 32-31.
You know, Justice was sick, as you know.
Had a 102-degree temperature the day before.
Yeah, and he did a good job.
Vandiver?
Yeah, he's tough. Vandiver's tough. He's a super player.
Over 20 in the game. His 1,000th career point in this contest. Here's Victor turning around.
Hit a nice little jumper there.
Victor didn't have a real good game.
No, Victor has not played well this year compared. That was a bad thing there. That was bad.
Took it away, trying to stall out the clock for the last shot. Take it right away from us. And going to halftime, John knew it was going to be a long night.
That was a big thing there. I knew it was going to be a long night no matter what, but that was a big thing there. Oh, that's a great basket. Now, Pearson's all over that guy.
Stevie Wise, jumper, draws the foul. Iowa State down by 8. But then back come the Cyclones. Woods to Collins, cut it to 4. And you had a spurt here because now Collins is going to hit the long one. 3-pointer, just outside the line, cuts it to 1.
I don't know if that's a 3-pointer or not, do you? It looked like he's on the line.
They made it a 3-pointer.
That's a bad pass. Terrible pass. Now we don't get back. See, look at
Vandiver, easy rebound up and in.
Sure. We didn't get back. You know what? We'll miss. I don't know if you'll have it on here or not, but we missed 4 uncontested lay-ins this second half.
You don't expect us to show the misses, do you?
Well, we got that. And as badly as we played, had we made those 4 baskets, this would have been a close ball game. We made 4 uncontested baskets. We blow.
Victor?
Yeah. We only shot 26% the first half, you know. But you see the Oklahoma-Kansas State game last night? First half, one of them shot 27%, the other shot 26%. We never do that against us.
Oklahoma's not scoring the 100 points against the Big 8 teams.
No, I'm having trouble. Oh, look at.
Markham.
Ain't nobody on that
Just
guy.
turned him loose.
Oh, yeah, Victor didn't get back.
At the end, John, 83-60. Tom Miller breathes a sigh of relief. He needed a win also.
Oh,
that's the most wins Colorado's had during his tenure there. 10 wins.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
No,
First time he's ever won 10 at Colorado.
Well, he's a good guy, and he's struggling, you know, to keep his job, so maybe we helped him.
Well,
we definitely helped him.
We definitely helped him.
Yeah.
You know, showing all the misses. How many coaches shows do you know that are on television across the country?
Should have showed those misses, because we had, that made our guys feel badly, though, because there's nobody guarding them, and they lay it up there, and they don't make it.
Oh, wait a minute.
Now, that's mental.
8 years ago, when we started this show, you said, don't show those misses. Just show the good things.
Show the misses.
Show the misses.
When they miss them like that, you got to show them.
Right. Don't go away. We'll be back with our one-on-one segment. We'll meet another Cyclone up close when Jeff Connor has the story of Victor Alexander. His story when we return. Right now, it's time for our one-on-one segment, and our guest this week, John, is Victor Alexander, and ironically, he didn't have a good game at Colorado, but he has been sort of an up-and-down player this year.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you, Mark. Victor, as a freshman, came here, and he had a long way to go. Last year, he came on, and where he became really a very, very good player.
First team All-Big Eighter.
And he made the, the team that went on and beat Russia.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's come back and he's struggled. He struggled from day one, and he struggled with his weight tremendously, Mark. And he's had a tough time with it. And he has not been near the player this year that he was a year ago. And hopefully he can't lose all that weight before we go in the tournaments, but hopefully here long before, by the time we get to Big 8, he'll be a little lighter.
You think the weight is the only problem there?
Well, and I think mentally he didn't approach the season with the same mental attitude he did a year ago. But he's helped us tremendously at times, and I think we finally got him realizing what he's got to do. And hopefully he'll be back next year, and he'll be much improved and lighter, and he'll be playing like he did when he was a sophomore.
And, of course, he's drawing more of a crowd this year also because everybody knows about him also. Let's meet Victor Alexander, our guest this week, on our one-on-one segment.
Victor Alexander recorded one of the most productive sophomore seasons in school history last year. He collected numerous honors and awards, including Honorable Mention All-America by the Sporting News. He was also named to a couple of all-tournament teams. He won Big 8 Player of the Week honors last March, was named the team's most valuable player at their awards banquet, and was a member of the United States team that won the World University Games in Europe. But the honor that meant the most to Vic was being named to the first team All-Big 8.
You know, they gave me that honor that I knew that, you know, I was respected around the league by the coaches and the players. So I thought, you know, that was the best honor I received last year.
Victor admits even he was surprised to have such a productive sophomore season. But his success last year has brought on an even bigger challenge this season.
I didn't look at it really as no pressure on me, but I know I had to be better this year because, you know, last year was like a surprise season for everybody. You know, everybody didn't really expect me to have the year I had. And this year, I guess teams, you know, around the country, you know, kind of know who I am, and, you know, they double team and triple team me. So it's a little harder work, but, you know, I've been having a pretty good year so far.
Victor Alexander, the 14th player in Iowa State history to score over 1,000 points, and you did it your junior season.
Yeah, that was a goal I had when I came here. You know, I guess, you know, I did it in high school, and it was the thing I wanted to do here. And, you know, and it kind of makes me feel good that, you know, I scored 1,000 points. But, you know, the team isn't really having a season that, you know, I expected us to have. You know, if I could trade in that 1,000 points for a winning season, then I would do that.
Victor takes credit for his successes, but he's also quick to point out that his teammates make the job a whole lot easier.
My teammates are just, you know, they give me the ball into the basket real close. And, you know, when I get it in, you know, that close, I can usually make a high percentage shot. And, you know, I've been shooting the ball pretty well also.
This season, Victor is averaging 21 points a contest. He pumped in 30 points to lead the Cyclones past the Drake Bulldogs. He also had a big game against the UNI Panthers, contributing 27. He then came back the following game for another 27-point performance against Kansas State in Manhattan. And at home against Creighton, Vic really had things working in top form. He netted a career-high 37 points and pulled down 17 rebounds. In fact, 13 out of ISU's first 20 games this year, Victor has used his soft touch to score 20 or more points.
Yeah, I try to, you know, ever since I was like in the 9th or 10th grade, I always had a pretty good shot, and just like over the years, I just keep working on it. Like during the summer and before and after practice, I just shoot, so can I keep that rhythm and that form.
Next year will be Victor's final season in a Cyclone uniform, and as he looks back on his career, he says he has no regrets, and he's looking forward to making his final year his best.
It's always been a great place to play here at Iowa State since I've been here. You know, I've been enjoying all 3 years I've been here. You know, and I hope we can, you know, pick it up and, you know, go on to have a, you know, finish this year all good, and, you know, next year we finish out my senior year real good.
With a look at junior center Victor Alexander, this is Jeff Connor reporting for the Johnny Orr Show.
Nice young man, good basketball player.
You'll never meet a nicer kid, easier going guy in your life than Victor. He's a wonderful, wonderful kid, and his future, what he does, is going to depend on what he does next year. Whether he's going to go back to Detroit and work, or whether he's going to go to the NBA. And it's all up to Victor.
In other words, got to go to classes.
Yeah.
He missed a couple of those earlier this week, and everybody knows he got out to Colorado a little late.
Yeah.
But he's got to get in shape.
That's right. He's got to lose weight and become the player he was a year ago.
We'll see what happens.
Well, I think he's going to do it. I'm hopeful.
All right, Joe. Well, I guess it's time to reach in here. Draw out
Get a pair
One of our
of Reebok shoes, man.
One of our
Got
winners.
a lot of new ones in here today.
You sure do. You're getting mail like crazy
there's a
right now.
postcard.
Postcard. And we prefer postcards. A couple of weeks left, so don't forget, if you haven't sent in your card or question, please do so. This one comes to us from A.J. Lowe. And they even gave us the pronunciation there, so
Good.
we didn't mispronounce it. From Glidden, Iowa. A.J.,
Good.
thank you. It says, Dear Johnny, I enjoy watching your show and exciting games every week. How often are the uniforms changed in design? Who decides on the design? And do the players have any input on the design? Keep up the good work, A.J. Lowe.
Well, they're changed in design, I'd say, every 2 years. Sometime every other year. The most input on the design, I have that. But we do bring the players up, the captains, and let them take a look at them and see how they like them.
Went to more of a red in or a cardinal this year in the road uniforms. Got away from sort of the burgundy or maroon.
Right. We have we look at a lot of different uniforms and then decide which ones we're going to do.
You know, some teams put names on the back. I don't think you do you?
No, we put them on the warm-ups now.
On the warm-ups now. All right. Well, A.J. Lowe, Glidden, Iowa, you're going to get a gift certificate for a free pair of Reebok shoes. Let's take a look now at the schedule for the games ahead because, first of all, John, 30 seconds. Kansas State today. You go to Loyola of Chicago, play at the Rosemont on Monday. We forgot to mention that game.
Yeah.
Then Missouri on Wednesday. 3 tough games.
Yeah, they are. 2 of them on the road and 1 at home. Seems like we're always on the road. But we got Kansas State today, and they're very good. Good team. Hanson, you're going to see Delaware. Then Loyola, woo. In there, it'll be a tough game. And then to the big old Mizzou, and they're good. #1 America.
Well, let's hope we can bounce back.
I hope so.
Time for a victory, John.
Yeah, let's go get them.
Start today,
All right,
Kansas State. We'll be back next week.
This is the Johnny Orr Show. The Johnny Orr Show is sponsored by Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this. Now, here's Mark Matthew and Iowa State head basketball coach Johnny Orr.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to this week's Johnny Orr Show. And, John, it's been a tough week as far as the win-loss record goes, but we are seeing a little improvement out there and a great game at Missouri the other night that went down to the wire.
Well, we had 3 good games, Kansas State, Loyola, and Missouri. We just lost the worst game we played, we won. The 2 games we played well, we lost. But the team is playing hard, and they're doing a good job. We just can't seem to put the finishing touches on it.
You know, it also seems like each and every game, somebody rises to the occasion. I mean, Collins had a tremendous game against Missouri. Dorfeld had a career high against Loyola.
Yeah.
It just seems like every game, it's a different player that turns on.
Yeah, I hope all of them would turn on at the
same
game.
time.
Yeah, we can't get them all going together, but I think our team is playing well. We've hung through this thing, and we've had some devastating losses. But we're still fighting, and if we can get going and get hot here, why, it'd be a good deal.
A lot of talk about the Cyclones finishing 6th in the Big 8 race, John. Do you concur? And if so, that means you'd probably play Oklahoma in the first round of the Big 8 tournament.
Well, they're taking a lot of things for granted there. We've got to win against Nebraska and Oklahoma State in order to finish 6th. And that isn't going to be an easy task, but I think we could. And then we go to Kansas for that last game. That's their last game of the year. I've been there before. You know, when it's their last game, whoa, man, they'd be fired up.
You know, Coach Allahan seems to think that this team is making strides, improving as you go along, and probably peaking at about the right time because as you go to the Big 8 tournament, he thinks you're playing pretty well.
Oh, we are. I think we'll have a chance. It depends on what we do now here the next 8 or 9 days. There's no question about that. I mean, no one beats us bad except Colorado, and we don't have to play them.
You don't have to go to Colorado again. John, let's reflect to last Saturday. Kansas State came to Hilton Coliseum. Have a great player in Henson, and he had a great day.
Oh, he was great. Yeah, he did. He had a super day. I never saw a guy shoot any better than that.
Let's take a look at the highlights right now because this was another of the many heartbreaking endings for the Cyclones this year. Terry Wood starts it off. 3-pointer outside.
That's a good basket there by Terry. To Collins.
Victor Alexander comes up here with a big rebound.
Knocked that over there. Boom. That's a good play.
Victor has had a great week. He's really working hard.
Victor's trying now. He's got a great attitude. He's really working hard, and I'm glad to see him have a little bit of success.
Kirk Baker, baseline. He had a great game.
Woo! 24 points, 11 rebounds. Yeah, he's just coming on.
Then Henson.
Oh, he's firing them, and he made some great shots. Whew. There's a three-pointer by Doug Collins.
Collins is
He's
out of
shooting
sight
well.
from three-point range this year.
Yeah, he's playing well now.
Over 50% outside the circle.
There's a good steal by Justice, and he
Nice
makes a great
play.
basket. Yeah, super basket. That number 11 should have taken a charge.
Justice has come on the last couple of games.
Yeah, he's playing well. Justice is a hard worker, plays good defense for us, and he's a pretty good size kid. Now we moved the ball well. Terry hit that shot.
In the ball game, John, you had pretty good shooting, 52%, right on par.
We really had it the second half. We really shot well, I think.
First half, only about 35.5%, but the second half, 70% from outside. Dorfeld right there.
Isn't that something? We shoot like that and can't win.
Oh, nice feed.
Good play by Vic.
Underneath, the
Good
assist
pass.
from Woods.
That's a good pass by.
And here's the man.
Boy, look at that shot, man.
Well, he was guarded by two people.
Look how far out that was.
Unbelievable. And
Yeah,
then
I felt badly, Justice. He missed those two free throws, but I'll tell you the good thing about him. He's come back at Loyola. Had a tough time to start, then he played pretty well, and he played well.
here comes the OT. And Henson keeps filling it up. Down by 3, John.
Yeah.
But Terry Woods comes right back, ties it up.
Great basket. Terry's matching him bucket for bucket.
Now, you're coming down to the wire, and you knew you had to guard Henson and Delaware. And instead, it's Assad Ali.
I don't know if he shot it or not. He just,
Look at this again.
Just kind of threw it up
He
there.
said he didn't even see the basket when he let it go.
Yeah.
And every now and then somebody gets lucky.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've had the bad luck. That's unreal.
It counts. Final score, 93-90.
Yeah, it's tough for us.
Kansas State goes home a winner. And Lon Kruger has had remarkable success against you, John. It
Yeah.
seems when you two get together, Lon is really tough to beat.
Yeah, they've had some performances against us. No question about that.
Well, that was a tough one, and things got even tougher because 2 days later you had to go on the road, a non-conference game in the middle of the season. You were a little bit scared about going to Chicago, weren't you?
Well, yeah, we went in there the next day, and we went without Kirk Baker. And he had just had the greatest game of his career, so it upset our team a little bit, but they responded pretty well, and I don't think we had any miracle performance in there, but we played in there, and we were good enough to beat that team. They were not that good a team, although they had two great individuals.
We're going to take a look at those highlights, and we'll also talk about the Kirk Baker situation as the Johnny Orr Show continues. But right now, we take time out for these words. Welcome back to this week's Johnny Orr Show. Let's go to the Rosemont Horizon.
Super place to play. You know, it's in the metropolitan Chicago area, and a lot of coverage by the Chicago papers and everything. Is a good thing for us because we do a lot of recruiting in there. And Loyola and DePaul, it's hard to get DePaul to play, but we got Loyola, and now a couple years they're coming back here.
And they had a couple of great players, didn't they?
Man, they had
Let's take a look at the highlights.
two fantastic guys.
We'll see right here. We'll also see that Paul Dorfeld had a great game in this ball game. Here we are, Chicago, Rosemont Horizon, and Dorfeld starts things off.
And he's got her going right off the bat.
Boy, does he.
And
Career high,
he
21.
played a great game here. We make a bad pass. That guy there's a good player, Coach.
That's Rogers.
Oof, he is a tough player.
6'5" Loyola, but then give it back to Paul.
In and out.
He fit. Give it to the hot hand. He's got it.
Yeah, he played well in here. Don, I was hoping he didn't do much at Missouri, but
Watch this. Victor running the floor well.
Yeah, that was a great pass by Terry. Super feed.
Iowa State up by 5. Then Pearson pulls up.
That's the way he's got to do it right
Hits
there.
the J,
Bingo.
up by 7. And Brian wasn't done yet because he also has a three-pointer coming up right here.
So he's got to do that. Couldn't get him to shoot that ball at Missouri like that.
Up by 9, 31-22. And then he's come up with a buzzer beater here.
Yeah, that's a good play by Doug.
He usually does it, doesn't he?
Yeah, that was a good play for us.
I don't know how many games now he's had a buzzer beater right before halftime. Iowa State up by 11 at the break. Second half, Paul Dorfeld still hot.
Yeah, you know, we had this game in control. And then you'll see some shots maybe here that, doggone, they got hot here at the end.
Victor with a turnaround. And then watch out for Mr. Rogers.
Oh, boy. That guy lit up the lights, man.
Tell you what, this isn't even their gym, but he thought he was in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, didn't he?
Did he ever?
Three-pointer there, and then Woods. Nice drive.
Yeah, good pass by Doug and nice drive by Terry.
Terry Woods didn't get a point in the first half in this game, but he came on strong in the second, then did the same thing in Missouri.
Yeah. Well, we can rest him that first half, maybe. He can do that second half all the time. Missed that free throw. That was big. Now watch, he makes his steal. Oh, that's big there. That's big there. That's big.
Game was on the line, and then
1 second, see.
Foul. You wanted an intentional, but instead they give him 1 and 1. Didn't make any difference.
No,
he made 2. Gave him the ball out of bounds.
1 second.
That's it.
Yeah. That was a good win for us. We needed the win, and I think that let us go into the Missouri game with a great attitude, and that's why we gave such a great performance.
It snapped that big 6-game losing streak there. You got the spirit up a little bit. Then you went down to Missouri, John, and at Missouri, you go in there as huge underdogs. I think the odds makers had you something like 15, 20-point underdogs.
Well, you know, Missouri's #1 in America, and even though they struggle, we gave them the game here, but even with that, they make it big underdogs because of going in there to Columbia to play, which is a very tough place to play.
They had won something like 30 straight on their home court.
Yeah, we almost got it, but we just not quite good enough.
Well, let's take a look at the highlights right here. We'll go down to the Hearn Center, Columbia, Missouri, last Wednesday night, and Iowa State really played a fine ball game. Here's Collins outside.
Yeah. They got off to a great start against us. Doug Smith, boy, he was sensational.
Collins with a couple of threes in the game, well over 50% for the year from three-point range. That's remarkable.
Shooting that ball. There's Doug.
But
he had a great game. He had a great game, and boy, he's a good player, Mark. There's no question. There's a good steal.
Now watch this. Kuntz goes all the way.
Great play by Phil there. He just couldn't get the ball in the hole that day. He had chances. There's another. He dumped it out, see?
Another three.
Bing. Kuntz led us in assists this game. He had 5 assists. And we were looking for the open man. We played strong right down the wire. There's a good bucket.
Kuntz hooks her home, and at that point, it was a 3-point ball game.
There's Justice, and he made some good moves, too. Justice was tough down the stretch here.
But the man that had to be stopped, and you had a tough time doing it, was Doug Smith.
Oh, boy, he was good.
Boy.
They have a good team. They have a great team.
You know, Peeler had 42 in Ames, but it wasn't him that did the damage down in Columbia. It was Smith. 34 in the game. Victor goes to work.
Another pass from Kuntz. A nice pass there. Well, there's a heck of a basket. Vic makes a heck of a basket there. We worked here. You know, they couldn't shake us. Oh, boy. McIntyre. Boy, that was a bomb. They couldn't shake us, and then finally we got in a position we could win the game.
Terry Woods comes up with a big second half again. Scoreless in the first, 19 in the second.
Oh, he was phenomenal. Oh, that was a great basket. That was a great basket by Peeler. He only made 2 buckets, I think.
Doug Collins probably didn't get the credit he deserved. He did a tremendous job stopping Peeler in this game.
Unbelievable. Peeler will be happy that he doesn't have to play him again. There's another great basket by Doug.
Now,
see, we're moving that ball
Woods.
in and out, and Woods is hot, and we're getting it to him.
3-point ball game right
here
there.
we get a steal right here. Doug puts her in now.
This cuts it down to 2, 85-83.
Yeah, and boy, and it's tough. Now we missed it. We missed that shot. And then, you know, it didn't matter.
Down the court, McIntyre hits the lay-in, and in the end,
that's one of my favorite people.
Norm Stewart, Iowa State, gives them all they want, and another scare, a 4-point defeat.
I was proud of the team and the effort and under the circumstances. I think that is the worst crowd probably in college basketball.
Don't like the Antlers.
But, well, not only them, but I do think that my team played well, and I give Missouri credit. I think they're a great team, and I think they're going to be a real force, not only Big 8 tournament, but NCAA.
Well, don't go away. There's more of the Johnny Orr Show coming up. We'll have our one-on-one feature, and today, our first of a couple of senior salutes before the Johnny Orr Show expires. Who is this young man? Well, we'll tell you next on the Johnny Orr Show.
Oh, I can tell him now who he is.
Welcome back to this week's Johnny Orr Show, and it's time for our one-on-one segment. And this year, John, you have 2 seniors on the squad, and we always try to make the senior salutes something a little special.
I know, you always do a great job of that.
And the first of 2 has to be a young man that hasn't seen a lot of playing time, but he's got a lot of heart.
He has, and you watch in 10 years, you check the success of all the players, and he'll be one of the most successful.
Let's say we meet Brian Hager right now, one of 2 seniors on this year's Cyclone squad. Jeff Connor has the story.
This is a story about a youngster who grew up in Minnesota wanting so desperately to play big-time college basketball. Well, at the end of a very successful career in high school, Brian Hager signed to play with Iowa State. It's now 4 years later, and that career is coming to an end. The 6'9", 240-pound center may not go down in the record books as one of Iowa State's All-Americans, but he's been a player that has truly contributed to the program. Although Brian's playing time has been limited, he says the time he did spend on the court was quality time, and he's very glad he had the opportunity to suit up as a Cyclone.
Well, it was a great thrill for me. I mean, this is a top-notch program, and the coaches here are top-notch, and it's been probably the highlight of my career. I mean, my life probably right now, you know, it's really been great.
Brian's hard work and dedication on the practice floor has earned him plenty of respect from both the coaches as well as his teammates.
Brian Hager is a blue-collar worker on this team. He's the guy behind the scenes. He's a guy who doesn't get a lot of playing time, doesn't get a lot of attention during games, but he's such a hard worker that he makes the other guys stay sharp on their game.
You know, every day in practice he comes in, he works real hard, and, you know, he really pushes the other guys. You know, you come in, sometimes you don't really feel like playing. He'll jack you up because he'll get out there and he'll push you around and make you mad, and then you have to play. So, you know, the years I've been here, I think, you know, Brian Hager's really, you know, really helped this team out.
I tell you, Brian, he's got a great attitude. He's a, you know, fun person to be around, and on the court, he makes you work harder than anybody I've ever played against. He's so strong and big, and he works so hard that after banging around with him for a couple hours, when you get in the game, you know, it makes it easy.
He's a real physical player, you know. He just hasn't got his chances as far as playing time, but, you know, I think he has really contributed as far as practice-wise, because he'll beat on you every day, and people complain about that, and then the coaches, you know, say, hey, that's the way it's going to be in the game, and it is.
So I want them to play to their best ability and work their hardest, so that's pretty much what I try to do right now.
Off the court, Brian has been making high marks in industrial engineering, a degree which does require a great deal of time management.
You got to plan your time accordingly, you know, like we had school all day and then we had practice like from 3 to 5 or from actually 3 to 7 by the time I got home. And you have to set your goals, you know, you have to like, I usually study pretty much every night when I have a chance. You know, you just got to put that in mind first before you do other activities.
You're known for taking a book or two on the road with you?
Yeah, that's what I said, but I do that. I mean, so when you have to get assignments turned in like the next day in class, you have to do that.
Brian is still undecided as far as which direction he plans to pursue in industrial engineering, but he is very grateful for the chance he's had to attend college and earn his degree, and he hopes that it will help him land a job back home in Minnesota.
I'm hoping to go back to Minnesota because I'm really close to my family, and I like Minneapolis a lot, and hopefully if I get a job up there, I'd like to go up there.
Down the road a few years from now, when Brian Hager's sitting behind that desk in the big leather chair as an industrial engineer, you think back about Iowa State basketball, what's going to come into your mind?
It'll probably take a while for me to sink in that, you know, it's over with, you know, and my basketball career is over with, you know, because I had a lot of fun playing basketball throughout the years, and it's been a great thrill in my life.
And so it goes for that young aspiring player in Robbinsdale, Minnesota. It may be an end to a dream come true, but the memories from Iowa State basketball will stay forever. This is Jeff Connor reporting for the Johnny Orr Show.
You know, one of the greatest rewards in life, John, is probably earning the respect of your peers and teammates, and this young man has certainly done that.
Well, he certainly has, and everyone respects Brian Hager. When he says something, everyone listens. Very intelligent young man, and he's going to be, 10 years, he'll be making some bucks.
He's going to be a winner.
Yeah.
And we're going to make one of you a winner on the Johnny Orr Show. If you'll dip in the Reebok shoebox here and pull out a card or a letter, John. And we only have about one more Johnny Orr Show after this, so there's
a card.
Second to last chance for a winner here. And this one comes to us from Carrie Franken of Sioux Center, Iowa. And she says, Dear Johnny, where's the toughest place to play on the road? That's a neat question.
It is. Well, the toughest place for us has been Oklahoma because we've never won there.
Ooh.
And that's a very tough place to play, but they're always good teams. And the worst place, I think, that I hate to go more than any place is Columbia, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
And then right after, close to there, would be Colorado.
Okay. Well, Kerry Franken, you're John today. Cornhuskers, Hilton Coliseum.
Big team, and a team that, boy, plays well at times. They're like us, Coach. They've lost a lot of tough games, but they're very, very capable of doing a good job.
But you already beat them once at their place.
Yeah, we did, and we caught them, and like Colorado caught us. They didn't play well that day, and we played a little better than they did.
Then Thursday night, a late start, 8:40 tip-off, because you're on national TV on ESPN against the Oklahoma State Cowboys. If the fans are there, I think you're going to roll, John.
Well, I hope it's going to be a big one, and they're big now because we got to get up in the standings.
And get up to that 6th spot.
Hope so, Coach.
All righty. We'll be back with one more Johnny Orr Show next week, same time, same place. Hope you'll join us then. Till then, for the coach, this is Mark Matthews saying so long, everybody.
This is the Johnny Orr Show. The Johnny Orr Show is sponsored by Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this. Now, here's Mark Matthew and Iowa State head basketball coach Johnny Orr.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to this week's Johnny Orr Show. And by the way, this is the final Johnny Orr Show of the season. My, how this season has flown by, John.
Yeah.
And this week was a good week.
First time we've had 2 winners with no losses on this show all year.
Really?
So
I guess you're right.
This has got to be a good one.
And we both survived.
And we're still here.
We're still here. Talk about this week, John. First of all, Nebraska and Oklahoma State, a couple of great victories.
Yeah, well, we played. We're playing very well right now, and we, of course, took Nebraska and blew them out. And got the running game going pretty well. Did a good job, and then Okie State came in. It was last night for Terry and Brian Hager, and our guys were really pumped up, and I think it was one of our best performances of the year. I really do. We passed the ball better than we have at any time, as well as we have since I've been here, I think. Boy, Doug Collins and Terry Woods made some fantastic plays.
This team has come a long way, hasn't it, John?
1,000 miles, Coach. We've come a long, long way, and I'll tell you, I feel good on neutral floor. It's just too bad our record isn't a little better, because I think we'd be much better right now going into the NCAA than we were a year ago.
You know, you were telling me moments ago that this team could easily have 10 victories in the Big Eight this year.
Yeah, you just look back. I just went over that last night after the game. We could very easily be 10-3 going to Kansas today.
Well, I tell you what, John, let's reflect a little bit here and show some of the improved play of the Cyclones, because it all started last Saturday against the Cornhuskers. Inside, Victor Alexander, 61% shooting for the game. The Cyclones were hot that day.
Yeah, they played a pretty good game. And Nebraska has a good offensive team. They really score. That's a nice play.
Inside to Coons. Coons with a career-high 21 on the day. And he just keeps scoring and scoring.
He had a great game here. If Coons gets off and does a good job, then he's okay. If he doesn't, well, mentally he has to go, whoo, that's a 6-pointer there by Terry Woods. That's a long shot.
15 points on the day, 3 of 5 from 3-point range. Here's Justice in the corner.
Oh, yeah. Stroke that dude in there. Justice playing well right now, too. Playing both ends of the floor. It's a big guard to give us some good help on the boards.
11-point halftime lead. Second half, you just keep rolling.
Yeah. Coots had 21 points, a career high in this game here. That was a big play right there. You know, he tried to dunk that ball and missed it.
Boy, there's a young man that's really playing lights out right now.
Yeah, he's as good as there is in the league right now, I think. I don't think anyone's playing any better than Doug Collins is.
Kirk Baker back with the team and coming on again. And Paul Dorfeld.
He's come on, man. Ooh, he's playing lights out, too. Has a great rebound. Look, he took that ball over that 7'2" guy Vic did
And
there.
Victor has really worked hard for the last 3 weeks, John.
He's really has a great attitude, and he's done a super job. And, I'm happy for him. He's really, you know, Victor can have 20 points and 10 rebounds, and it's just a normal day.
Yep.
No one thinks anything about it.
Can't wait to
There's a great pass. Oh, Dorfeld. See, he's getting some confidence now. He's never dunked balls or anything like that before. You can see he's getting confidence. Danny Nee, good guy. Finished up there, you know, really clocked Colorado, and then they fired Tom Miller.
101-85 the final, John, and a badly needed win at the time.
Oh, needed that victory, because we knew we were getting better.
Well, I tell you what, in just a moment, we're going to reflect to Thursday night, Hilton Coliseum. It was a nationally televised game, a must-win almost for Oklahoma State's NCAA hopes. But guess what? It was the last home game for the Cyclones, and you know what happened. We'll show you when we return on the Johnny Orr Show after this timeout. Welcome back to this week's Johnny Orr Show. Time now to reflect to Thursday night. Final home game of the season, John, and also the final appearance for a couple of seniors. Terry Woods had a couple of words written on his shoes. One shoe had thanks, and the other shoe had coach.
Yeah, Terry's a good kid. He was pressing last night there. I told Jim, I says, guys, we should get a basket. So he'd settle down here. He kept trying to score, you know, his 1,000th point, but you know, you think a kid 5 foot 9 inches tall, really not that tall. 142 pounds, and he's played 4 years in the Big 8. He's scored over 1,000 points, and he's had over 500 assists. And you got to be proud. His parents and everyone he has to be proud of himself and doing that. That's a tremendous feat. That's a tremendous feat for any guy. And for a little guy, 5 foot 8 or 9, that's a tremendous thing.
And John, everybody thought it was a very nice touch that Brian Hager got in the ball game, and he got in early and contributed.
Yeah. Well, I had made up my mind I was going to play him. I didn't want to start him because I didn't want anything. I wanted to make sure we got off to a decent start, so it would be something, and he wouldn't have to, like if they got off to a real good start on us, you know, he would feel badly if he happened to be in the game. So when it was pretty even, I figured we'd throw him in there, and doggone, he did a good job. He made a basket, and that was terrific.
Well, let's take a look at the highlights right now. Thursday night, Hilton Coliseum, final home game of the season. And there he is, Brian Hager.
That was a good basket by Hager. It was a good pass. Guys are fired up, boy.
Terry Woods comes down,
Nice
feeds
pass.
inside.
Look at Doug. Man, he played an unselfish game, man. He almost had triple-double, Coach. One more read. Look, he strips that guy of the ball. There goes Terry's first bucket.
Here comes his 1,000th career point as a Cyclone.
Phenomenal, phenomenal. Oh, look at that.
Some nice
He
passes
fired
from
that in
Collins to Dorfeld. Paul Dorfeld was 17 in the
There he
ball
stole
game.
it again, see? Doug stole it again. Look at that, behind the
back pass. Terry Woods on the ball game had a dozen points.
Doug shoots a three-pointer, man.
I'll tell you what, he's deadly.
Oh, he's playing. That kid is playing unbelievably. Stole it again, see?
Justice.
Justice, nice job, man.
Well, I think there was justice for the Cyclones last night because obviously you played better than the score indicated when you met the Cowboys in Stillwater. And this time, the fans were there.
See, great pass from Justice there. We just moved the ball better than we've ever done.
Playing very well, John.
Back to Justice.
Three-pointer.
Yeah, man.
Led by 7 at the break.
Just a freshman, you know. There's a great pass. Ooh, super basket by Doug. Great pass by Terry.
This was really a physical ball game.
Oh, was it? There's a beauty by Terry.
Oh, look at this. Nice reverse.
Good move. Got him jumping in the air. We told our guys they're going to jump all over the moon if you just give them a little fake. And boy, they did. Pearson played a strong game last night, too. Look at Terry here.
Watch this. Oh, nice
yeah. Oh, boy, what a nice pass to Doug. Terry had 7 assists or 8 assists himself, see. Look, he just took that ball right away from you.
But where did he come from?
Yeah.
And then, inside, Dorfeld.
Oh, what a basket by Dorfeld.
I think he got fouled and
I think he
call it.
Yeah, well, I think Victor got fouled about 10 times. There's a pass from Dorfeld. That's in the press. Terry got moving in that press, man. We were going now. See? There's another pass for Oh, boy. We got him going now, Coach.
John, where has this team been all year long?
They've been there. We just screwed up at the ends. We just messed up at the ends, that's all.
Leonard
We're
Hamilton.
talking about the officials there.
Neither one of you guys were too happy.
Well, we both got the same idea about the one official, I'll tell you that, Coach. We got the same idea and the same thoughts about that.
Well, in the end, John, it was a victory. 83-72, and sort of an uplifting moment right there, getting you ready. Your team playing extremely well in the Big 8 tournament now, just a week away.
My team's fired up. We're going to come to Kansas here today and play hard. I don't know if we can beat Kansas there at Kansas, but my team is playing right now, Coach, and we've come 1,000 miles. Like I say, this is a good basketball team. When we pass that ball like that and play unselfishly, we're a good team.
And when you look ahead to next year, John, you're a little excited, aren't you?
Well, Coach, you never know. I was excited last year at this time. I lost all my team.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, in just a moment, the Johnny Orr Show will continue, and we'll have one final senior salute. The little big man, Terry Woods, our guest, when we return. Sitting here talking about the Big 8 tournament. We'll share that conversation with you in just a moment. But right now, it is time for a final senior salute. And Terry Woods, like you said, John, a little man that most people probably wouldn't give much chance of playing Big 8 basketball, but what a star.
Well, he's really had a great year, and he's had a great career, and you think of his size. And he's grown up tremendously as an individual and as a player.
And his dad even thanked you.
Yep, thanked me for the scholarship, so it's Terry, 100 times. And he's going to graduate from Iowa State.
He sure is, and that means a lot to Terry, as you'll find out coming up. Let's meet, for the final time, Terry Woods, the little big man of the Cyclones.
Good morning, yesterday. You wake up and time has slipped away, and suddenly it's hard to find the memories you left behind. Remember?
Well, playing here at Iowa State has been really a dream come true. In high school, you know, I was the smallest guy on the team, so, you know, I didn't know where my basketball talents would end up at, and to come here has really been a dream come true for me, and I really like to thank Coach Orr for giving me the opportunity. My greatest asset is that I'm a competitor and I love to compete, and, you know, winning means a whole lot to me, and when you have that desire to win, you know, sometimes that overshadows the limitation you have, which is size in my case. You know, the fans, you know, all those little kids, if they see enough of me to even want to ask me for my autograph, you know, I definitely feel like I should take time out, you know, to go ahead and sign them. They mean a whole lot to me. That shows to me that maybe I'm doing something right when, you know, the kids, they're coming up to me asking for my autograph. As I look back, I would definitely say the year that we got off to such a great start. I think the 16-2 start, and we were in the NIT tournament, and we went down to Purdue, and no one really thought we could win, and we pulled that game out, and we ended up in New York. I would definitely say that was the highlight of my career. Well, playing for Johnny Orr, it's been the best thing that could ever happen to me. You know, he's the one that came to me and gave me the opportunity, so I'm forever indebted to him, really. Without him, I wouldn't have had a chance maybe to play in a Division I program. And, you know, when I got down on myself early in my career, even when I doubted myself, he was always there encouraging me to keep on trying. And I think because of him, I've been able to succeed on the court. You know, the people have been great, the fans, and my family, they've been behind me the whole way, and the coaching staff, so it's going to be something that I'm going to dread leaving, but I don't know, it's just been a great 4 years for me. I want to definitely get my degree. That's what I came here for, and it will mean a lot to me to be able to go ahead and graduate. That's my #1 goal, and life after that, well, I just sort of roll with the punches.
Will you remember the times of your life? Of your life. Of your life.
He had the time of his life. And, John, he said his #1 goal is to get his degree. And that, I really respect him for saying that.
I'll tell you, all our kids, that's their goal now. You know, we've only had one kid come here who came here with the intent to be a player and stay eligible to become a pro, and that was, I think, Jeff Greer. He knew before he came he was going to be a pro. All the rest of our kids, they want to graduate. Some of them can't. And you know, we're having a lot of controversy about that right now.
Right.
But we don't have to talk about that anymore. I talk about that enough.
All right. Well, Terry Woods, congratulations on an outstanding career, and we're looking forward to seeing you perform again and lead the Cyclones, hopefully, to success in the big. And for the final time this year, let's make one of you a winner, John, if you'll dip into the Reebok shoebox.
Okay.
And we'd like to thank all of you who sent in cards and letters for our weekly drawing here. And our final winner is Aaron Burrier of Ames, Iowa.
Aaron, you're going to get a new pair of shoes, man.
Well, he certainly is. And let's see what the question is here, John. It says, Dear Johnny, who is your pick to win the NCAA championship title? Great timing for the question.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, Aaron, I'm hoping very strongly that it's a Big 8 school. I really am. But if I was, pardon me, going out on a limb and pick a school I thought could win it, you're going to be shocked. I think Georgetown would be my pick.
Ooh. Haven't been there for a while in the Final Four.
And they got the two big guys, and I don't know what's wrong there. I can't believe they can lose a game, but I think when they come to tournament time, if I was betting any money, that'd be my pick.
Well, I'll tell you what, it'd be great if we had another all Big 8 Final 2.
Oh, I'd love that. I'd like to see any of the team that goes in the Big 8 get to the final.
Aaron Burrier, you're a winner, and again, you'll be hearing from Johnny and get a gift certificate for a free pair of Reebok. Well, I tell you what, today you got to go to Kansas, tough one today, and then the Big 8 tournament. Your final thoughts?
Well, they're going to be dingers, Coach, and we're going to go after them.
Well, good luck against the Jayhawks today, and we don't know yet who the Cyclones will meet in the Big 8 tournament, either Oklahoma or Kansas, and that game will be 8:20 next Friday night down in Kansas City. For Johnny Orr, Mark Matthews saying, hope you've enjoyed it. We have. See you next year, everybody. The Johnny Orr Show is brought to you in part by Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light Beer. It doesn't get any better than this.
Get ready for a special Sports Illustrated sneak preview.
It's unreal. The man, it's like he's from another planet.
When he gets his hand on the ball, you just have to watch.
You never know what he's going to do next. He doesn't even know. He just does it, and you're like, duh.
They just saw an amazing video cassette presented by Sports Illustrated, starring the most exciting figure in sports today.
Who else? Jordan. He's what?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. He's unbelievable.
Michael Jordan, come fly with me, 1990, over 40 minutes of the game's ultimate playmaker.
The slam from the free throw line when he goes up in the air and he just hangs there for like a week. I can do that. Yeah, right. I can.
Follow his dramatic rise from high school to college, Olympic glory, and on through to the '89 playoffs.
Do it to a Mike.
And now you can get the full story behind this superstar on video, free.
Oh, it's free. You're kidding.
We wouldn't kid about Michael. Call this toll-free number now and get your own Jordan video free with your paid subscription to SI.
Yes!
You'll get 26 weeks of SI at incredible savings, over 45% off the cover price.
I didn't realize you could save that much.
Including the blockbuster baseball preview, the giant 35th anniversary covers issue with over 1,700 covers, and the red hot swimsuit issue. If you like last year's issue, wait till you get a peek at the women of the 90s.
I've got dibs on that. Can we get 2 of those, please?
It's all coming your way, along with this one-of-a-kind video, free.
So what's the catch?
No catch. You get it all, including the free video at over 45% off the cover price. Just 3 monthly installments of $12.97 each. Even use your credit card.
You got a deal. Well, go then. Let's do it.
A deal this good doesn't come around often, so call now. You'll save big and get what's sure to be the hottest video around, free.
I'm going to watch it again, and then again, and again, and again, and again.
All right, let's not get carried away.
Me and Michael, we're very tight. Now, most people don't know this, but I taught him everything he knows. He's getting there. Get out of here. You're going to be giving away a lot of these babies, starting right here.